crack and the first bird to twitter around. I'm waiting for the spring to come. I'm waiting for the frost to crack and then my prison will be gone.
Hey!
Hello! All right. We are sitting around in a room.
Yes,
We're having a time.
Are we ever?
Wow.
All right. So, welcome, viewers.
People?
Should we maybe clean the
viewers.
table a little bit?
Nah.
Let's be.
What table have you ever gone to that's just filthy? Because
We should be honest about ourselves and our lives here.
yeah, pretty much.
So today we are playing some more Bloodwine, continuing off from where last we left. Today we are not going through anything super elaborate and complex. You guys are just going from point A to point B.
Man.
That's just the way she do.
Yeah. Love it.
As it stands, it's early morning, not early morning, but 9. The mist has already managed to leave, but only just recently. And the sun's still rising. It still feels a little bit groggy in the air. You guys have awoken. You're getting your preparations, but you have not yet met with the person that you're escorting. Welcome back.
Cool.
All right.
Why don't we give people an intro of who our current cast is, how you guys are doing, how you're feeling?
Right. I'll take first shift on that. I'm Salis Berry. I'm the snake. I am a Pythona. I wrap people up and then I kill them with poison.
Press the button.
Yeah. Ooh. Right, I have the button.
Button!
Wow, you're better at this than me. So slight character change from last session. I have leveled up and have since taken a extra dot in delicate, realizing my weakness in that particular area.
Salas continues to train and refine his skills.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And as the leveling up system works, I have to take a benefit and a drawback. I took routine because I was already doing that, so now I have to spend 2 hours a day practicing. Otherwise, I get moody, which is fairly accurate.
You gotta stick to it.
Yeah.
And would either of you like to continue on?
I'm Vesta. I'm the bunny.
The bunno.
I'm the bunno. Who's a baker. Bakes goods and things. Friendly. I didn't end up leveling up, so...
Yeah, you just stay in the course. You are who you
Just
are.
stay in the course.
You like what you're doing, and you're going to keep to it.
Gonna keep doing it.
Alright, and I am playing Leland. Leland Cornelius, a kind of straight-laced goat man who makes lots of knives and throws them at people.
Man.
Just
He's
leveling
been
knives.
hauling stuff to and fro, and from that he's leveled up and gained a point in bronze, so he's a little beefier.
Yeah, holding those people around.
Yeah.
Hey, you need a bit of beef.
A little bit of beef.
It was a good workout, running away from the enemy
Yeah.
and leaving us to die with 3 corpses on your back.
But I saved... they weren't corpses, they were live people, and I saved them.
Now they're corpses.
Now they're
but-
corpses. Now they're corpses. They're pre-corpses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I took +1 to death roll, so...
Aren't we all pre-corpses, though?
In a way.
Some of us.
When you think about it, we're all skeletons on the inside.
Yeah.
And one day we can achieve our dreams.
Yeah.
Alright, and I am your friendly neighborhood GM. And currently, the situation is, as said before, mid-morning 9-ish. We are in a far north mountain village. The spring thaw is the only time the road is accessible, and it has finally just hit as of yesterday. There's trickling water that moves along the road, so you expect it to be at least slightly muddy, but it's going to be fun to leave home.
Awesome.
Alright.
I'm moving a little bit faster today. It's a nice spring day.
It's a little bit warmer.
Feeling a little bit
Yeah.
warmer. Still taking a moment to kind of chill in the sun for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Praise the sun god.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah?
You leaning down there?
I was just reading. I wrote something and I can't remember what it was. I don't know what I wrote.
I mean, what does it look like? What kind of
That sounds like
verbiage?
you're programming.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's polished, like knife sharpening tools, but the gradient from like a high grit to a low grit. So I just wrote grad.
Grad.
Okay.
Congratulations, your knife sharpening tools are now graduates.
Yeah.
Yep.
With
Grad.
with all the debt that comes with it.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right.
Man.
As you
getting
guys
a
sort
degree.
of gather on your way out, you see that in the distance, the man that you are escorting happens to be up and walking, it looks like. He's wearing sort of like a long, roughshod brown robe, and he's got a green cloak over it.
So our what was his name? I can't remember his
Creed?
name. Creed?
Creed. Yeah.
Creed.
Creed.
Creed. Right. Yes, that sounds correct.
Yeah.
So Cree is now like up and able to walk, and
Yep.
well, that
Has
makes
limbs.
killing him a lot more difficult.
We're not gonna kill Creed.
I
You can't
don't
die.
think we could.
You can't die, so I mean, he'll just suck the life energy out of us again.
Did you just get a call midstream?
Professionalism.
Did you just get, like, telemarketed?
I'm so confused.
Oh, they want me to press 1.
What is going on? We're going on an adventure.
I'm going on an adventure.
All right, so we're vamping for a little while. Saladril
Yeah.
says, "Nice shades, bro." I'm not sure if he's talking to you or me. I'm assuming you because you actually have the shades.
Yeah.
I just have glasses.
Means
which
me.
are- Oh yeah, bestest.
Yeah, I have a genetic light sensitivity. Whole family has it. When all the cousins and people get together, it's just this sea of dark glasses.
It's just the coolest family
it's the coolest,
gathering.
but like, you know, like your aunt, like when she's also wearing shades, it's like it really brings down the coolness factor.
Yeah, fair.
We're good. Don't
We're
worry.
good. We're good. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Don't worry, we can continue.
Yeah. All right. Good. Glad.
Glad we did that.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
so
It's morning. Person coming towards us.
Yes.
yeah.
Let's talk to them.
Oh, so Cree, you're looking better.
Is it Cree?
Oh, it's great.
Oh, it's Cree. Okay.
Yes, just about ready to get walking.
What are his opinions on us going to Hammerhold?
Seems a reasonable route along the trade roads. Then easy access through troll trees down to the east coast.
Yep. That is.
West coast. What am I talking about?
I mean,
Silly.
silly Cree.
That is definitely what we're doing.
We don't know what we're doing yet.
Well, we're taking this fine man to Newmarket, Farm Market, the new farm market.
The new farm market.
The newest, furthest market.
The
Yeah.
newest market that there is.
Yeah. Do we have a wagon? Did we
Yes.
purchase a
Yes,
wagon?
we have a
Yes,
wagon.
I purchased the wagon. It is my wagon.
Actually, if we switch to the Be Right Back screen,
We will lose audio if I do it that way. So
but you will be able to see the wagon very briefly.
there we go.
Oh, there it is.
Wagon!
Wagon. And boop. There we go.
Cool.
All right.
Nice. All right. So I'm gonna go up to the workshop and grab my tools that I want to bring with me on the road.
All right. You grab your tools heading around the shop. What specifically do you choose to bring?
I have some. Just writing it here. Okay. I got some kind of hand tools, you know, like ball peen hammer stuff. I have engraving tools for making runes on blades and stuff. I have a tiny little furnace, the kind of portable thing that was kicking around, and a tiny little portable anvil, along with some those grady, the grad, along with grad.
Along with grad.
Grad.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
glad we got grad.
We got grad. Don't worry, we got
Alright.
grad, boys.
So it's your
Grab it.
wagon, so you're the first one to start up. It's a sedan, and there's a decent bit of opening when you open up the door. You unclick the lock with the key that you happen to have. And inside, put in the mini furnace, you slip the anvil in, the whetstones are next, and then the hammers are easy enough to fit where you can fit them. How much encumbrance does that make? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head, but probably quite a bit, because it's an anvil and an oven.
Could I put, do you have my oven?
I have a furnace.
Okay. Could I put an oven in there? Cast iron Dutch oven.
Yeah.
I just love we're all going on an adventure and then there's fucking Leland and Vesta showing up with like a bunch of heavy shit. It's like, what?
Listen, I'm not going to abandon my craft just because we're on the road. There's a whole world of people out there that need knives, and I'm going to bring them.
Let's look at this difference. I have a backpack with a tent and some clothing and some rations in it, and you have like all of that plus an anvil and a furnace, and just hoisted them all.
I'm going to be the one carrying it, so if you want to complain about it, I don't think you have the right.
So, all told, the way that your wagon's set up, there's little hooks on the side so you can just hang stuff or tie ropes or whatever. The back has an actual, like, door that you can open. The inside is sealed. It's lockable. It's reasonably roomy. There's also a boot in the back. If you tried using the hooks, you might be able to strap something to the roof, but it's, like, arched. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what you got to work with.
All right.
There's no seat on it. It's just
a wagon.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I feel like I could put the anvil in the oven to maximize space. I feel like Leland keeps everything very neat, very tidy, so everything's kind of like
space optimized.
Space optimized, strapped in there, and he has like a kind of, like a little cube of space that's Leland stuff crammed in there.
Well, what is it, oven, kiln,
like a
hot
furnace
thing?
Yeah,
furnace.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Your furnace is cleaned out. It's free of ash or any debris, because that would be gross after a little while in the wagon. So There's enough space to shove your anvil in there. You're able to fit you can't fit the whetstones. You have to put those to the side, but you also get your tools in there, freeing up some of the physical space. Freeing that up, you're able to stick the cast iron pot in. It's still reasonably tight. Anything else you guys are putting in the wagon?
Brewing stand. Brewing still.
A still. You sit there and sort of go, whew, you're going to have to move some stuff to get that in there. This is a full-scale, like, still.
Oh, no.
Can I put... Can I put the oven on the furnace? How big are they in comparison? I can put it on there?
Yep, you're able to lift it up, you put it on. It'll be difficult to get in there, but you could probably still put stuff in there. You would have to, like, fully put out the pot and, like, slide it back in.
Okay. And then I put the still in.
Yep.
Awesome.
Alright, it's getting cramped in there, and it's difficult to access. Like, there's space, but it's in, like, a shitty back pocket. As you guys are walking around packing, you guys presumably are first, because you're up to this. What are you doing?
I don't really have anything to do. It's not like I can even prep horses because he's hauling it. Like,
just kind of sitting there.
I don't even have anything to put in there. I'm gonna have to talk to you after session, but I just have listed warm clothes because the equipment slot when we were making characters wasn't made, and I forgot that I have warm clothes. So whatever the hell that means.
You're way better than you would have been otherwise. Yeah. Especially up here.
I'm assuming I'm wearing that too, so I just have like a tent and a bedroll and some rations. So I have like literally nothing to put in here because it would all be on me.
Yep, you just throw it in the backpack that you brought along. It takes up a decent bit of space, but that pretty much does it.
So I'm assuming that I am like either just supervising or just kind of like wandered off to learn some fancy tricks with my whip. Not whip, sorry, chain.
Important thing, what are all of your living situations before you head on the road?
I would say mine would be moderate.
But like, where are you living with who?
I think I specifically stated that I moved back in with mom and dad.
Did I say that I was living with you?
I don't think we ever mentioned where you were living. I only mentioned that I moved back in with mom and dad because of me getting fired, and it seemed like the funniest thing at the time.
I think she probably would have still lived with mom and dad.
Have you seen in Scott Pilgrim when he's like, "There's my parents' house, and there's where I live now"? Like that's Leland's situation.
Okay,
like he has just kind of a tiny little flat.
This is where I grew up, and this is my home.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, and he needs to be near the workshop, and it's like a family business. So
yeah you have a smaller like one-room house that's across from the two-room house that's attached to the workshop. So you're actually packing things up right in front of home. Your mom doesn't come out for a little bit, but after a little bit she comes out groggy, wearing sleeping clothes. It's typical practice first thing in the morning, so she's got a dagger in one hand and a coffee mug in the other. Oh, you're heading out.
Yeah, we got a problem to solve. We got a man who needs help.
Very good. When do you expect to return?
Well, it's 2 months there and 2 months back, so 4 months.
Presumably before the freeze again.
Yeah, we're gonna make it before the freeze.
Oh, good. Do you think you'd be able to bring that last steel shipment up? A decent, stocky one.
Well, and I look at the wagon and there's like a huge still in there. Like, how big's the shipment?
You might need a bigger wagon.
Yeah. Get a bigger wagon, we can.
Or if you're adventurers, you could escort the last shipment up with the caravan.
Yeah, that might be a better way to do it. Yeah.
Well, then I'll see you when you leave. She turns around and closes the door.
All right, I'll head off and get that steel shipment and see if we can find a caravan headed out.
It was for one coming back, like, at the end of the season.
Yeah. So you'd have something to work on over the winter.
I see.
Yep.
You sort of quietly just stand there with your wagon. There's some wind blowing through.
Wow, I wonder what Salas is getting up to.
So you're walking home. You get there just as Salas is sort of like wandering out. It's a mess at home. Like, the various children are running around. Your parents are trying to keep track on everyone, but, things get kind of hectic. Mm-hmm. That being said, you're able to sort of just slip in the less attended hallways to get outside of the chaos with your backpack on your back.
I'm trying to sneak out of the house without anyone seeing me.
It does not take much effort.
I go into the house, like the front door, and I'm like, everybody! I'm leaving! So is Salas! We will see you in a couple of months!
Just like geckoing against the wall.
Roll grace.
Roll grace. 4.
You get tackle hugged by 2 of the children, and you don't stay up.
That's okay.
3 damage. Someone who stepped on your tail.
Man. Tough love, Like,
yep. Kids will be kids.
Kids will be kids.
You see that your dad's actually sitting there holding one of the cubs who's, like, actively puking. He's just like, I'll see you later, bye, hon, as he's just running through the house.
Man. Gonna miss it here, eh, Salas?
What?
Yep.
What did you say?
Nothing!
Okay!
I don't think they heard that you're leaving, and I'm just gonna continue trying to, get out the door. I wanna talk to people.
Maybe I'll leave a note. Is there, can I find, a piece of paper?
Yep, there's one on, there's actually, a decent bit of empty scrap left after a number of other notes have been written down. There's, appointments, a few things that have been written down and scratched out.
Yeah, I write it like a cute little letter being like, I'll be back in a couple months, we have a thing going on, and blah blah blah, me and Salas are going together, so don't worry. And then I leave it I pin it to the kitchen fridge.
Alright, you kneel over to start writing out this note. Meanwhile, you're out of there and you see off in the distance, you don't live in a big village, there's the house, the village, then on the other side you can see that Leland's there with a 1-horse cart.
I'd say I'm probably hanging by I'm outside, but I'm right next to the door frame, just waiting for Vesta.
Right.
People are starting to mill about, and you notice at this point that nobody's gathered or anything. People are going about their business, but every now and then people just sort of look at you and kind of bye and keep walking.
I just kind of look at them and guy chin wave. Just gonna Gaishin wave to everyone.
Okay, I finish my note and I head out the door.
All right, roll some long odds for me. And odds
Long.
or evens.
Long odds. How do I do that?
Long
again?
odds is 2 dice.
Two dice.
And then you say odds or evens?
Evens.
Oof. Both
Odds.
odds. That note is immediately chewed up by cups.
You hear this. You hear footsteps coming right as you're putting down the note.
I continue on my path.
All right, you hear like, "Bye! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!" And then another door closing.
Man.
That's probably the vomit, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our parents should have stopped after a while.
Yeah, I pin it to the... Is there fridges? Like...
No, like it got on the note.
Oh. I put it up anyway.
Yeah, this is like old school. People don't really do pinning up on the fridge. So basically, what you do is you find a section of wall that's designated to it, and you just take a nail and into the wall.
I put it up anyway. And
It's. It'll make it.
It'll work.
You maneuver your way out of the house, and with a clatter, you're outside with Salis.
All right.
All right.
You
Ready?
guys said your goodbyes.
You're on the other side of the...
I've been walking this whole time.
Yeah, you get there about now.
Okay, let's get going.
All right. Where's our cargo?
He's in the middle of town. You guys can see him off in the distance, but you're not sure if he's seen you yet.
Let's go towards him.
Hey, Creed.
Creed. No
Creed.
D.
What? That was Creed this whole time.
It's
No.
Creed.
Are you sure?
When we met him, he had no D, and he still has no D.
Man.
I tried for that joke real hard.
You've been waiting, haven't you?
No.
No.
I don't know why I would wait to make that joke.
Yeah.
Hey Ken, what am I? What am I? I'm you.
Grasping?
Reaching.
Grasping at
Yep.
great humor.
There's not really a lot of people around him, so he's got the liberty of movement. So he goes with his cane as you're still off a little bit, as he waves a little bit before, like, leaning down. You see him sort of brace his weight a bit.
All right. You ready to get moving?
Let's go.
Yep.
All right.
Before you make your way out,
Cool.
it's a slow
Oh, wait,
clattering.
what about our friend? Companion?
Yeah, he's not there.
Is he
We should
coming?
get him.
Oh yeah.
We should get him, he'll be angry.
Oh yeah, we forgot.
Do we think... Okay, well, can we go ask him first if he wants to come?
Yeah,
Okay, let's go ask him if he wants to come.
What was his name again?
Elbjorn.
Elbjorn.
Okay,
Right.
we go to Elborn.
I do have that written down.
Like, hey, want to go on an adventure for a couple months?
You guys make your way up to his house, and you see, like, through the window, because that's where his table is, that, like, all of his gear's there. There's a backpack. It's been closed. There's, like, a sword there. There's a shield laid down next to it. He's not, like, outside or moving, and there's no lights on, though.
I'm gonna knock on the door anyway.
Yeah, knock on the door playfully. Like, hey.
Playfully? How do you, like...
Yeah.
Elborn.
You don't hear anything for a little bit.
Okay, now I'm suspicious. I mean,
Can I
Oh, I'm
try
sure
to
he's
open the
just
door?
sleeping or something.
It looks like it's still barred. As you sort of, like, clunk and feel the bar, you sort of hear, like, a clunk inside, not next to the door.
Is there a window?
Yep.
Can I throw a rock at the window?
It's at
Let me rock.
It's at ground level. You walk
Look.
over a little bit and peek through, and you see him sort of, like, really bedraggled. He looks like he's been hit in the head with a fucking baseball bat. He does that thing where you get out of bed, but you don't actually take off the covers. They just kind of fall off of you.
Oof.
He is wearing something, but as he makes his way out towards the door, here he, like, unbars it and opens it. He, like, you can tell he just got out of bed.
You doing
Alright.
okay, friend?
Like, in what sense?
Hey, you seem a little,
Sleepy.
yeah.
No, I'm good. I just need a second.
Want to go on an adventure?
Yeah, I got my stuff. I just gotta put clothes on.
Okay,
Alright.
let's go.
And I'm walking into his house, trotting, picking up his stuff and putting him in the wagon.
Yep, he's sort of like looks at you for a little bit. He looks at his bookcase that's kind of low. And he just shrugs. He walks behind the bookcase that obscures his view, and you see him, like, go and grab things and throw some stuff on.
Cool.
All right.
Let's go.
Yeah. Time's a wasting.
Yeah.
Yeah. He takes a little bit, but straps his stuff on and walks out with you guys.
Okay,
Cool.
I'm picking up the... I guess it's kind of just like 2 kind of sticks sticking out that I pick up for the wagon, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm just picking it up and walking towards the entrance to town, or exit, in this case.
Yep, it's a slow, like a squeak, squeak, clatter, squeak, squeak, clatter, squeak, squeak, clatter. As you wander along through town, you can feel it sort of do like the toon, toon, toon. The axle's never really perfect. There's a few nods, waves, and sort of reluctant like byes as you make your way out of town, but no real fanfare. You're off on the road with your new accomplice, just sort of walking slowly with a cane. On the other side, your longtime accomplice of sorts. Just sitting there, sword and scabbard, shield on his back, kind of lazily scratching his head.
All right. Man, what an adventure.
Oof. Man.
It feels good to leave.
Yeah.
Things are great. World is looking up. Things are awesome. Go us.
Whew, wish I picked a lighter anvil here.
Alright, it's about the second work hour by the time you guys get out of town, and it looks like things are warming up. Now that the sun's properly there, you're starting to feel, especially you're starting to feel like the dew's gone, the humidity's less gross.
Mm-hmm.
Would anybody like to decide who's on guard right now?
Switch to that
Yeah.
first. I forgot to set up the pointer, the little arrow.
Whoa.
Wah, wah. I'll be on guard. I'm carrying the thing.
Alright. Ten of spades.
Spades.
Would you like to tell the audience how this works?
You're probably the better one to do that. You keep changing it up on me.
That's fair. It's almost like this game's in development or something.
Yeah.
So the way that this works for the event cards is we have drawn a black card. It's a numbered one, which is 10, which means you take 10 stamina. Everyone else takes half rounded down, which means 5. It's early enough in the day, but sure enough, that means that there were a few things getting up and jumping around town.
I'm just so angry you stole my pencil.
It's reasonably wild around here, and the road hasn't been well traveled in a decent amount of time, so the wildlife hasn't been spooked off of it. You sort of jump a little bit as there's a group of deer that charge through the woods and right across the road. That, of course, isn't that much to spook you that much, but the 15 wolves that follow them at breakneck speed scare the fuck out of you for a second.
Oh, God.
They don't stop to turn towards you, though. They seem to be dead set on the deer.
Oh, okay.
Let's keep on going.
Yeah, no, don't want to hang around here.
Alright, why don't we get that map set up?
Yeah, so we are here, at the very base of this map.
How far is every square?
20 kilometers. As it stands, this is enough to bring us, we're going south 1 grid.
Okay. That would be that.
And you're just at the mouth of the road at the very top there.
That's as high as I can make it.
Oh, I do like how you did that texture there.
Oh, thank you.
It's real stylized.
Quality shit.
So currently you guys are still making your way through the mountains. In line of sight right now towards the... what would that be? Towards the northwest, the mountains tower, but towards the southeast, you see that it's where the tundra is, and as the snow is starting to melt, there's little rivers and creeks that are forming into these sort of seasonal puddles. You also notice that now there are a few things just starting to sprout.
Cool. Yeah, taking in the scenery.
Yeah, now it's about lunchtime.
Are there any flowers about?
Not as of yet. It's all just sort of like little reluctant buds at this point.
You wanted to pick flowers.
Yeah.
Now,
Is there any long grass?
You notice at this point that there's a mix of things. A little ways off the path, like down in little divots, you'd have to go like just at the edge of line of sight, but there are bits where there's old flattened tall grass from previous seasons, and now there's sort of little shoots starting to break through it. The other stuff is matted. It's all sort of those like little rolling like flats.
Well, I'm breaking out. Time to see what these rations taste like. Gonna eat some lunch.
I already ate.
Yeah,
I already ate like 3 days ago, so
I'm good.
I'm
Good
sitting
to
down.
go.
Sitting down to eat my ration for the day.
As a Pythona, I would feel like I was like anorexic if it weren't for the fact that I ate so much.
You ate like a lot.
I ate 9 days worth of sausage.
Alright, things aren't perfectly flush on the inside of the wagon, so as you put it down getting ready for lunch, and it like lowers onto those little stubby legs so it doesn't move, you kind of feel like a shunk. Nothing really major, just clunk.
That's probably fine.
Going into the back,
Very
you go and take out some food. The rations are easy enough, they're just like hardtack, so you just kind of...
Yep.
Quality.
It's food.
About as delicious as it looks.
Which is, not very.
Not very, no.
I'll sit down with you and also have my rations.
All right.
Yep, you're sitting there going... I can make better.
I'm gonna be on the like outskirts of the group and just kind of practicing my train whirling again.
Oh yeah. If I'm hauling this thing, that counts as brawn training, eh?
Yep. Are you above 100?
I am.
All right.
Oh no, I'm actually at 90 now because I took that damage from the wolves.
Oh, yeah. In that case, you're tired. You're not really feeling super strong from the training.
Damn it.
And unfortunately, rations aren't that nutritious.
No. Damn it.
All right. So, Elbjorn is with you guys, just sort of crunching on that hardtack with you. Over off to the distance, the guy you brought along with you, Kree, he's just sort of leaning against the wagon, just sort of resting for a time. You're off in the distance, just like whapping little stones off the edge of the path.
Your brother's kind of weird, ain't he? We're all sitting here eating lunch and you're up there at the chain just
What am I supposed-
whacking stones.
What am I supposed to do? 8 of spades.
8 of spades.
I don't need to eat. I'm just gonna go train a little bit.
Okay, but your training is smack and grapple.
So your training is hauling a cart.
So
Checkmate.
as you go to like snap your chain onto one of them, it like grips and stays stuck on the end.
Interesting.
It starts creeping its way up the chain very slowly.
I'm no longer okay with this.
Clunk. At this point, like you go to sort of waggle it off, but no matter what you're doing to whap it, you can't get it off. You actually expend a decent bit of energy, sort of. Whoa.
I'm gonna take out my hunting knife and just gonna.
As you do that and it sees the blade coming, it leaps off as you're like mid-swing, and the thing goes flying and it falls right between the group of you guys. You all sort of like, "Ah!" and take a yelp.
Ah!
That's 4 damage for you guys, 8 for you.
What the fuck is that?
Judging by the look of it, it's nothing serious. It looks like a rock tick.
Can I crush it?
No. You can try.
I'm trying to crush it.
Alright, let's make a brawn roll.
Yeah.
6.
8.
8.
I'll correct you.
You give it a clunk and nothing happens. It's a good thing that you've got fucking horseshoes on.
Ooh.
Are they like actual horseshoes or are they horseshoes? Are they shoes designed for horses or are they horseshoes?
Well, it's both because you need to like engage in common courtesy. So like you wear boots over your horseshoes, but you have like classic like thing on hoof, just like
Yeah.
horses do, because that's basically to have you walking around comfortably.
Yeah.
I'm picturing a horse with freaking boots.
Yeah.
It's a very amusing sight in my head.
Honestly, the boots are more like if you're in pleasant company. It's kind of like, you know how there's like country kids will wear like no shoes, like, as long as possible.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but you have hooves, so you can do that in the winter, too. So you don't actually have to wear boots.
I have fine clothes. And now I'm imagining my fine clothes just being a pair of cowboy boots that I put over top of my hooves.
Wait, so you could stirrup yourself? Like, just...
Kick yourself in the back in your butt.
Alright, who's keeping watch in the early afternoon?
I will. 7 of hearts.
Alright, at this point you're looking for flowers, and... What do you know? You come across one of the early bloomers in the season, a little violet. Do you have any ranks of alchemy?
Oh, do I? I have 3. Or 3 X's in total.
All right.
4.
Okay, so you're trained, so you actually recognize this. This is a local reagent you can use. You can either eat this, because it's just like a nice little like tang to it. It's not dangerous or anything. To heal yourself 7, or you can take home 7 copper's worth of healing reagents.
I'll eat it.
You can also, because you're the person who found this, unlike the black event cards with the red ones, you're able to like snake it before your allies can get some. Each one of them would be getting half rounded down, so 3 for the 2 of these.
I'll eat it.
Alright, so then all told, that's 7 plus 6, so 13 stamina.
Cool.
I'm at 105, so I don't even think I'd get healing from it.
Alright, at this point, as you guys are back on the road, you travel a little bit further. You guys move 9 clicks, so added to what we can't move, are you able to just move, like, a little bit back? A little bit more? Yeah, right there.
Okey-doke.
Guys are slowly meandering down the mountain, and you can see sort of that plain is coming up and coming back down again, intersected with crags along the way.
Cool.
Sooner rather than later, the late afternoon starts to kick in.
That's you.
Need to show this.
Just
He's just drawing
Whack,
me
whack,
whacking
whack.
rocks.
Can I see?
that's
Why did you draw him with legs?
Well,
I'm a
because like I
sneaky
can't get
person.
the weird crouched 6-year-old position if he
This
doesn't
is
have
what I
legs.
look like.
Yeah, but like I
Alright.
can't draw a snake crouching. It's very important for this mental image
It's-
that you're crouching like a
You just,
6-year-old.
you just flatten the S shape. That's a snake crouching. It's not hard. Hell, you just lean forward and you're less tall. So anyways, who's keeping watch?
Fuck it. I'm gonna prove that I'm not a 6-year-old just whacking a stick on the ground. Jerk. Two of diamonds.
Whack.
Alright.
Whack, 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 whack.
2 of diamonds. These guys are like cackling at you for being a nerd who just fucking whacks things with a chain. So you're ahead of the group, just like grumbling. And it's a solid road, so you're just like, I'm not whacking things. And you actually, your allies are a bit further behind, and you're at the 4 right now anyways, so you hear it, but they don't, and you're just ahead of the corner, so you might be able to pick it up before they see it. There's a couple of silvers that have just, like, made their way into the ground.
I'm gonna casually whack it and cause it to fly into my hand.
Yep, as you whack it, it looks like the glint was just a trick of the light. You open your hand, and it's 4 coppers.
Man,
And
impressive.
You're rich.
As he's about to catch it, can I use force magic to
Don't
make
you
him miss it?
fucking dare.
You don't even know about this.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I know.
Don't you fucking dare. I will fucking fight you on that, and I have got more elemental.
That is true.
You do, however, move a decent distance. Are you able to move, like... You're about 2/5 of the way at the midline, so, like...
Okay. So, like, roughly...
Like
well,
one and a
that's the drawing tool.
Yeah, like 1.5 times the distance to the line further down the road.
We win.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. A bit further back. Perfect.
There we go.
Here you guys are seeing that the road's going to divot down into the sort of tundra area a little bit further ahead.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, now it's about dinner time. You guys do, however, see in the distance just enough smoke that there might be another village ahead.
Yeah, might as well keep pushing.
Yeah.
Okay, things start to get dark.
Got 4 copper to spend at a hotel.
Nice.
That'll buy me a real cheap date at the brothel.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Oh, you card.
Oh.
Who's keeping watch on the dinner run?
Elborn.
Elbjorn?
I might even have some Pythona, and I give you a nudge.
Yep, he's got good senses, so he's glad to do the nighttime watches. He's a little bit ahead of the group when he draws his own card.
But the dating pool in that village is pretty limited, eh?
Probably.
Yeah.
Dating pool in the last village was pretty limited.
I mean, for a Pythona, like, you got
You're-
no one.
Like with our parents' kids, literally half the village is our family.
Not related, but...
Not related, but still no.
Still weird.
You creep forward literally 10 pixels. At this point, the person you're walking with isn't able to keep up with you, so you're slowing down, and on top of that and the bad visibility, you guys barely make any progress.
Okay, so I guess we are stopping for the night.
Yep.
Well.
Now
yeah,
it's
okay.
proper, sunset.
Okay. Yeah, we don't want to be traveling in the dark.
Okay. Go to, early bed. You know?
Yeah.
Get some good sleep.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Yeah. Is it? What time is it about?
Now it's 8 p.m.-ish.
Oh, okay. Then I will spend the next 2 hours engraving a knife, making it all runified. And
All right.
Cool.
Are you above 100?
I'm not.
Okay, then it's just good old crafting then.
I'm going to spend my time, because I don't need dinner, setting up my nice tent.
Yep, you set it up
Get
real
everything nice and
proper and
organized,
cozy.
my bedroll nice and laid out. I've got a little cushion on there, nice and cozy, very warm.
Oh yeah, you've got it nice and set up.
Yeah.
I set up the tent, very mediocrely. throw the bedroll in there and go to sleep.
Yeah, you just foo into bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll set up my tent, and then I guess I'll spend first watch, just kind of fiddling away with this knife.
All right.
So how does crafting work here? If I'm trying to make a real nice elemental knife, and I'm starting with a base knife.
In that case, the knife is already done, and you're just enchanting it?
Yes.
Okay, I believe enchanting follows different rules. I'm currently looking through the wiki. We're going through skills.
So I remember crafting, you kind of had to do it in pieces. There's a certain amount of time you have to spend on things. Also, if I enchant a knife and then throw it at somebody, does that do more damage than throwing a normal knife?
It should, because it should deal the elemental damage as well.
Alright, we shouldn't spend too much time delving into this. I'm going to have to dig that out, because I think I might have added them in.
Okay.
For now, I'm going to say that it's equal to crafting, but that you just have to double the value.
Okay.
So a knife, I believe, starts at 5 copper?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Actually, no, that doesn't... Hold on.
Well, it sounds right because I bought 7 to start with, so they must be pretty cheap.
Right, so these would be probably... They're not actually that cheap. They're about 2 silver each for, a passable one, and, a nice knife is, 5 silver.
Okay.
So every 2-hour period you spend crafting, you consume 5 coppers worth of materials.
Okay.
And then you have a +5 bonus. You roll your craft, and that's how much copper's worth of value you produce.
Okay.
If you exceed what you have, you can turn that into other stuff you're making. If you don't meet it, then you're still working on it, but you have part of your project done.
Okay, so I roll... I guess I roll craft.
Yep.
That is a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And so I consume, you said it was 5 copper?
Mhm.
Okay. That's 5 copper materials, and so I had 13 copper worth of value.
Yeah.
Cool.
So 1 silver, 3 copper. You're, like just shy of a fifth of the way there.
Cool.
Just north of a fifth, actually.
Right, and I'm trying to double the value to complete it. I see. Okay.
Okay. So eventually, night comes. The guy seems to have come into like the possession of a tent somehow, and he's got his own setup, and he wanders on in. You hear pained groans as he's making his way to sleep. When first watch comes, let's see what happens. 10 of spades.
You hit yourself with the hammer in your thumb.
Well, I'm doing it in the dark, so it's not surprising. I'm like, oh god, I've enchanted my hand.
Then everyone hears your screams and wakes up.
Beats the shit out of me.
Alright, so now that your companions aren't there to just flat out defend themselves easy enough, the full brunt first comes towards you, and then you can get help from people. You can redistribute points based on the threat coming at you.
Okay.
It looks like there's a group of hungrier wolves in the last ones you saw. 2 or 3 of them. You might be able to fend them off alone. It would take 20 stamina, though.
I mean, yeah, there's no sense waking everybody up. We had a hard day, and Leland's got this. Leland's probably got this.
Alright, yeah, they're wolves. You have literally very recently fought far worse. You take some of your knives, you quickly dispatch them with some force magic.
The one on the anvil just
Just shoots off.
One's down, the other 2 have been driven off.
Cool.
Looks like it's up to second watch. Who's supposed to be up?
I'll be up on second.
Alright, you are awoken.
Whack!
A little bit before halfway through the night.
No, I would respect your need to sleep. 2 of them.
Is that what we got last time?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, you're sitting there just hanging out, and yeah, it looks like a few people have been down this road, because now you're just sitting kicking dust, and what do you know, it's working. You're finding more coppers in there. There's another 4 like lying around.
Gonna use some force magic to just kind of...
Yep. It's actually one of the things that you learn when you learn magic really young. When you're like 6, it's like a little party trick. You just kind of go like, you go down with a quarter, then you go like, and it goes, Nope. So you're sitting there just sort of like cackling. It isn't too long before the third watch comes, but now the weather is starting to shift. Odds or evens?
Evens. Anybody want to...
Nope, I'm not contesting that.
Alright, we got an odd and an even. Now it looks like we're getting to overcast. Just decent enough weather.
Okay, I'll do the third watch.
Alright. We have a Jack of Diamonds, which is treated as a 10. So you're sitting there walking around, and you know a decent bit about local plants. As you look, you actually see that there is a small patch of spring onions. You could probably get a decent 20 stamina out of this.
How long will they last if I just, like, hold on to them?
It would be 2 silvers worth of spring onions, and they're shelf safe for, like... They're, like, crunchy salad good for a week, and then they're stew good for a month.
I'll hold on to them.
Up here it's cold, so, like, they keep pretty well, too. Just around.
Okay, cool.
Alright, that means third watch ends, and fourth watch comes.
That would be Elbjorn.
Yep, he grumbles awake, takes over.
Figure give him an early start in the morning.
Mm-hmm. He'll love it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I bet.
Yep, and once dawn comes, he's there to wake people up. Looks like nothing else happened throughout the night.
Cool.
Yep, now it is the breakfast hour. Sun is just starting to creep out off the edge. It's still got that morning chill, and there's mist in the air.
Ooh, how much stamina do you regain from sleep?
Well, there is a 4-factor sleep model. Were you comfortable?
It was in a 10.
So
Okay.
sheltered.
Oh,
Yeah,
sheltered.
so you're sheltered. That's one of them. Did you have a bedroll?
I did.
So you had your temperature. You didn't have like a mattress, so you don't have comfort.
Damn it.
And then the last one is safety. Would you have felt safe in this scenario?
I mean, I just fought off a bunch of wolves.
Okay, that's 2 out of 4, so you're
Yeah.
not the full way up, but you regain 3.
Yay!
I'm above 100, so I don't get resting, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Man.
Do I get any training throughout the day? Do I get any stamina from that?
Now you're able to gain it once you dedicate time to it. I mean, everybody else is having breakfast. You're not doing much else. You can do it now.
Whack!
We're sitting here like making fun of you still, like.
All right, roll.
Doing some more force magic with the glowing.
Yeah, what skill are you training? What are you doing?
I'm probably going to be continuing to train my delicate.
All right, so roll some delicate. You're trying to get more accurate with your throws. You're sort of like tossing coins and catching them.
Throwing the 4 copper in the air and just gonna whack, 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 whack.
Man.
Ooh.
Solid. That's 14.
All right, so you guys are sort of watching off in the distance, and it's just sort of like, you know when you watch like a kid play in a corner, just kind of by themselves, and it's like, it's kind of sad, but also kind of encouraging.
Yeah.
So you
I
kind of
love
have a
this
little...
mental image that is formed of Salus, where he's just this super edgelord who's constantly like, screw my family, and just walks off and is playing by himself.
Yeah.
He's just a kid.
He's a weird man.
So yeah, you guys are watching, and he's just sitting there like throwing coins and catching them and whipping around. That being said, at the end you start to be kind of impressed and even like a little bit scared, because he's getting used to it. Near the end, he's like tossing coins and whapping them out of the air with your chain, and you're kind of like, oh. But yeah, you regain 14 stamina. Now that you're like well fed, you're not super tired, you're starting to like get yourself, you're feeling a little bit more frosty.
Feeling frosty.
And you guys are ready to hit the road.
Let's hit the road.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
So who's taking the 4?
I'll take it.
All right. Wham bam.
Bum, 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 bim, bim, bum.
That's a 3 of diamonds. You also notice a spring onion patch off the side of the road.
I'm eating those suckers raw. Just popping them in my goat mouth and...
Yep, there's... as it stands, you find a total of... What would that be? 5's worth?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how flavorful is
Yeah,
that
how
spring
oniony are these onions?
Well,
Is this eye-watering, we're going to be staying away from his breath for a little while, or are they rather on the weak side?
oh no, this is like fresh, like right out of the
Yeah.
ground, like spring forage. It's actually like got some complexities, like almost like a nuttiness to it. This also, like, this is a natural grown spring onion, not like a store-bought one, so it's its own sort of variety. This one in particular has almost an earthy tinge.
Pretty good. I'm not leaving any for anyone else. I'm loving these.
All right.
So I gain 5?
Yep.
Just him chewing.
Just onion, like.
I'm eating like the stem and everything too.
Just going to town,
Just
chomping
going
on
to town,
it.
chomping on these onions. They're good.
I'm picturing, like, literally every animated goat in every TV
Yeah.
show ever.
Yeah, I got like the... Yeah.
Oh my god.
You guys make it 9k in the early morning, so you make it about halfway there.
Grab that icon.
A little shy of halfway. Yeah, so right about there. At this point, you guys get to the base of the mountains. You expect to have to go up it a little bit, but for a brief moment, you're in the tundra where it goes all wide and flat. Now, weather's starting to stabilize after the morning. Odds or evens?
Evens. I have a good feeling about evens.
There is a dense, dark cloud that starts making its way behind you guys. Hasn't hit yet, though.
You ruined it.
Why are you blaming me?
Who is taking the 4?
It's fun to blame
I
someone.
will.
It's fun to blame someone that's not me.
3 parts.
It is.
3 of hearts. Now that you're down here and going through the tall grasses, you see that actually, like, there is a decent bit of forage that is there amongst the patches. As you're looking there, none of it's really in season, but tucked in there in the snow, there's another dropped coin purse.
Ooh, I pick it up.
Yeah, this one's got 5 silver in it.
5 silver.
Sorry, copper.
5 copper. It's like, man, 5 silver, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I forgot to mark down the other copper that I got.
Poor bastard.
Roll odds or evens.
Odds.
Yep, you're curious for a second, and you pat away a bit more snow, and then you figure out why there's a coin purse just there. You find a little bit of like a clean picked femur in there as well.
Whew.
I just like I like uncover it a little bit, and then I'll like and like cover it back up.
It'll be found later this month.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys make good progress though. You get a solid 10 clicks, and I'll say that gets you right into the village. This one's right off the edge of the tundra, and you can see that using earth magic, they've built some terraces where they're doing some farming off in the flats.
All right. Is it possible for me to get rations here?
Yep, they've got some old stores. It's still from last harvest, and so they're still, like, decently okay. They've got some grain and stuff for you to put together, like meals or anything like that, but otherwise they've always got hardtack.
Cool. Yeah. How much are like just like hard rations?
Those would be just 5 copper a day.
5 copper a day. Okay.
They, per person, can only afford to give out 2 silvers worth per person right now.
Okay.
Do they have any, like, nice coffee?
Not in the slightest.
Damn. I'm
I
feeling
have nasty coffee.
I'm feeling tired.
Just really
Honestly,
want
you
that
get coffee, like, probably once a year, like, right when the spring merchants come in,
Oof.
and they haven't come through yet.
I
This
like it.
place is as far as you can get from coffee.
Any sort of tea, maybe? Any sort of caffeinated beverage?
It's not really the sort of thing that comes out around here.
Like
Water.
like you just literally go out and just plunk your head in the snow and just be like, oh.
That being
Nice.
said, it is lunchtime.
Okay. Is there anywhere in town that'll sell me, like, a nice meal, some nice fresh bread?
Yep, there's a tavern. It looks like there is actually a bakery just sort of like lumping off one side of it.
Man, Leland loves him some fresh bread. It's the only reason he's friends with her, and that's the only reason he's friends with him. He
That
loves-
was like literally only reason he's friends with Vesta and only reason he tolerates Salus.
Because of the fresh bread. Can I get healing from, like, if I'm tired, will fresh bread
Yep.
bring me up? Okay. Yeah, I'll spend some. How much will a nice loaf of fresh bread cost me?
A meal's worth, which is like a personal loaf. You can get bigger ones, which would be 4 meals worth, is 5 copper. The bigger ones are 2 silver.
Yeah, I'll take a big loaf.
Yeah. So that's 4 days worth of rations and bread.
Yep. All right. Now does that heal me if I eat a quarter of it now?
Yeah.
Will that heal me 5? Yes.
In addition to this, this is like a reasonably fresh loaf, so it's still
Okay.
got that like actual like warmth and love that comes from being made. It heals, in addition to the 5, another. Yep, that would be another 11 on top of that.
Ooh, I like that.
Damn.
That's 16 in total. Feeling good after that bread.
You feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
We're feeling good. We're doing math.
Yeah. Man, math.
Why, man, speaking of that, why am I having such a hard time doing it?
It's okay, I'm terrible at math.
There we go.
So,
All right. Anybody else doing stuff while you're in town?
Man, that's some good bread.
No, I don't think so.
yeah, I think I'm sticking with the cart.
Are you sure? They got some great bread.
I'm good. I don't need it. I don't need food for like another 4 days.
Man, missing out on this bread, though.
Don't worry. Next village, I'm hitting that up.
I need like days.
I'm
worth
gonna
of
need
bread.
like a week's worth of bread.
Almost.
Or are you at the? Who's at the 4 now that it's the early afternoon?
Since we're in town, I'm staying with the cart, so I guess it would be me.
This is after you guys leave.
Oh,
Nothing really
I'll
happens
still-
in town.
I'll still probably be me. 3 of hearts.
3 of
I
hearts.
just got that.
Man.
I need to shuffle this like
You need
hard
to
for a bit.
learn to shuffle. Keep passing.
Here, I'm just gonna.
I'll give you the Magic the Gathering.
I'm gonna redraw that just because like.
One of the best ways to cheat at Magic the Gathering I've ever heard is people will, like, splice the deck in ways to get
Yeah.
half mana, half whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then people say, hey, can I see your cards real quick? And shuffle them in reverse. And it's like, half mana, half this. You did it bad.
Yeah, so it was the Jack of Clubs.
Christ.
All right, so that's treated as a 10. As you guys are traveling along, it looks like there's some more of those rock ticks. You don't notice them until you get close enough. They're just sort of scattered along the road, but one of them is stuck to your boot.
I am going to force throw it and hope that it's not like I'm gonna give it like a little bit of a push, and if it's like actively stuck to my boot, like it was to the chain, then I'm gonna take out. I'm taking out the hunting knife because that seemed to work well in the past, and just kind of like prying it off.
Yeah, at this point,
stabbing.
you like go in and you sort of pry it off, and when you do that, it grumbles and heads off.
And then I'm gonna force chuck it.
I'm gonna wince as I watch the knife being mangled against his boot and the rock. Like, ooh.
It's a crappy knife too. Like I've had this thing for like 2 years. It was with me the entire time I was, you know, taking people's taxes and stuff like that, and like
still,
it's worn, it's chipped. You look at this knife, you hate this knife.
Oh.
So as you get that first one off, there's another one that seems to have climbed off of onto the side of your. I mean, it's not really a boot; it's more of like a long sock, but on the side of your boot-ish.
I'm gonna keep.
All right, so you take 10 getting those two off. You take 5 just because you're like, ugh!
That poor knife.
Meanwhile, you're just sort of cackling until you notice that there's a pebble that won't come off your boot.
I do the same thing with my knife.
Yeah, it's another 5 for you.
Oh, not you! Oh.
That being said, we're making progress.
If you know a better way to get a rock kick off your boot, I'm all ears.
So you get a quarter of the way down the next square. You make it a solid 10k or so.
Okay. Quarter of the way, so something like that.
All right, now it's like the late afternoon. The weather's been solid for a little bit. Now the store easily caught up to you for a little while. But it looks like it might be starting to break. Odds or evens?
Evens.
It lightens. It sort of just starts pattering now. All right, now that it's the late afternoon, who's taking the 4 this time?
I'll do it. Oh.
10 of diamonds. You come across...
More rock ticks.
More rock ticks.
But these prove valuable to you.
I eat the rock tick.
You come across a shattered wagon. This thing, it looks like it's actually almost got like some rot, even a bit of moss on it, off the edge of the path. So it looks like it's long since been attacked, like seasons back. That being said, looking at it, you see a small glint, and there's actually 2 silvers worth of steel, like just bar stock that's tucked in there that wasn't picked off.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. I'm scooping that up.
All right.
Putting it in the wagon.
Make a knife out of that.
I could make several knives out of that.
How much is the knife? Knife 1 silver or what?
Well,
Its final value is 5 silver, but it all depends on how high you roll on crafting, how much you can turn around.
That's true.
And did I say late afternoon?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys make it 8k, so you're just like a little past midway through the square. Here you can see tundra off in both directions, but the road is starting to turn uphill into the mountains as far as you can see, which, to be fair, it's the mountains. Other than a rock.
so Kree, how's it feel to have legs again? But that's pretty weird.
Oh, it's a pleasant, familiar feeling. I'm certainly feeling them.
Are they like better than your last legs, or about the same, or you notice any slight differences?
I mean, they're the same legs. They're just back now. Good old creak in the left knee, as always.
You ever try growing an extra pair of legs? Like, they're real handy. I don't know how you guys live without them.
Haven't figured that out. And to be fair, it's not fun not having legs. Bit of a pain in the ass.
Or pain in the non-ass. If you.
Well, it depends on how much leg you're missing, really.
I guess.
It's now about dinner time. That's where you guys are. You see the mountains sort of sprawling ahead of you.
Cringing at your own joke.
I'm still talking to Crate. Hey, so does grow like top down, or do like the legs start and then just kind of like pop, 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 pop? Like, do they start as baby legs, or is it like full adult legs that grow out?
I really would rather not talk about this so recently.
I'm sure. Yeah, no, yeah, I get it.
But what about arms, though?
Hey, man said he didn't want to talk about it. We gotta respect that.
I am feeling pretty tired. I'd like it if we could stop earlier today.
Okay.
I'm gonna check the map. Yeah, we're pretty far from any villages. It would make sense to stop.
At some point.
Keep our
Yeah,
energy up.
if we push on, we're not gonna reach a village till dark anyway. So.
All right, you guys settle in, and dinner's easy enough. Throw together, eat some rations, plonk down.
Cool.
Anybody doing anything else in the dinner hour or the hour afterwards?
Knife craft. Whack. God damn it!
No, I'm setting up my tent. I did my morning training.
Yeah,
Quack.
I want to like set up my tent
Ting!
and then forage.
We're not drawing
Is
attention
there
to
like
ourselves at all.
anything that I could forage in the nearby area?
Yeah. As it happens now, you've gotten into areas where things are blooming more and more as you get further and where the thaw has started to kick in.
Mm-hmm.
There are things in between the rocks and trees. You think that there might be juniper bushes around here.
I look. What do I have to roll for foraging?
I'm going to say science.
Eight.
8. You make your way through and you find 8 coppers worth of juniper berries. You could brew these into alcohol, which would be gin. Is it gin? Juniper? Or is it something else?
You're asking the person who doesn't drink.
That's fair. Juniper alcohol. What is it? Yeah, it's gin. So yeah, you could maybe make this into gin if you've made gin before. Juniper does grow up here.
Probably would have been.
Either that or it's poison reagents for alchemy.
Okay, I'll hold on to it. Probably poison reagents. So, what was it? 8 copper of poison reagents?
Mhm.
Okay.
After which point, night falls. Who's on first watch?
I'll take it. 'Cause I'm.
Finishing up your dagger or your knife.
Yeah, I guess I can.
Like just finishing up, like putting stuff away.
Yeah,
for the day.
so just make another craft roll real quick.
Making sure you're taking the ashes out of your furnace.
Yep. Let's see, that's 4.
Petting your knives.
Petting your knives, whispering sweet nothings.
Guys, you mock me.
It's only fair.
You would never mock me.
Yeah, you never mock any other character.
No, never. Unless they're doing something ridiculous.
Like whacking.
Like whacking.
All right. So you're on first watch when you think you see a figure in the woods.
Gonna pull out a knife subtly.
Yeah, you sort of just like
Swing.
you've actually got your own sort of thing. You just kind of like just hold out a hand and with force magic just like draw.
Yeah.
So it just quietly slides into your hand and you look off into the woods. Do you have heightened senses at all?
I'm a goat. I don't think I do. No, I can ram people with my head, but
Yeah,
can't
you're not
see
I think that's more of a dulled sense of pain, really.
Yeah. So you get looking closer, but there's a gust of wind and nobody really moves. A bit of time happens and they don't even seem to be shifting the way a figure would.
I'm gonna make a little flare with my hand, kind of where I think he is, to try and light up that area.
It looks like Jack of Hearts. It looks like it's actually another bit of old mossy caravan rubble.
Oh.
And sure enough, another 2 silvers worth of steel in there.
Whew, man.
Wow.
No wonder Mom wanted me to protect the steel wagons.
Odds or evens?
Odds.
Yeah, you pulled him out, and you... I'm not going to say you don't get the inclination. I'm going to ask you if you want the inclination to dig through a little bit further.
Yeah, probably. Like,
I need steel. More steel. to
more
get
steel,
knives.
yeah. Like,
Yeah, there's definitely some bones in there, too.
So now we get steel delivered by probably specific traders. Can I find any identifying marks? Are these shipments that were coming to our village and failed?
Roll politics.
Damn it, I didn't upgrade politics.
Or science.
I don't have science either. I have a 6.
6. You take a look, and it does seem like a local caravan, but you really figure you couldn't find anything identifying about it. These look like they're probably, like, canis bones or human or something. They're about the right size.
Well, I'm gonna... So, as a goat person, we probably were kind of the... I'm trying to think what the word was. Like, I want to say I put up, like, a sort of a grave marker, but I'm trying to think what that would be.
Yeah,
like
you would do that.
Yeah. Wouldn't be like a cross made out of sticks, because Christianity isn't a thing, but...
Two gnarled branches of wood representing horns.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, usually you sort of just, like, make a marker out of local plants and leaves and put it on a stick.
Yep. Okay, that's what I do, and I go back to my watch.
Yeah, you get something, you whittle off one end, you whittle off another, you plonk it in, and you get some rocks and sticks, and you make a little twist around.
All right. And I guess I say a few ritual words to pass them into the great unknown peacefully, and
that marks first watch. Who's on second?
That would be me.
All right.
I really had to resist the urge to do Abbott and Costello jokes at that point. Joker.
The blue one?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. Jokers weren't in the list last time.
a figure approaches you. It's Harley Quinn.
There's a bit of a
she bashes you.
there's a bit of a rustle.
You hear like a, who's on watch?
That would be me.
Could you just help me a moment? I'm having trouble standing up out of my tent.
Hello, help the old man.
I don't like this guy, but I'm gonna get close to him, but not touch him.
Yeah, as you approach, he sort of like moves aside the curtain. You see that he's clearly like he's still very atrophied. He can stand and walk around, but like he's kind of just too shaky to get himself off of the ground.
I'm gonna create a gentle force around his chest to kind of like lift him up.
You're gonna use your chain.
Not gonna lie, I definitely considered it. Just whack! There, now you're up!
Yep, you give him sort of a hoof, and it's enough that he stabilizes himself and then shakily stands up.
He goes, oh, thank you. I'm just going to wander into the woods for a moment. If you like, I'm just going to take a piss.
That's valid.
Have fun with that.
I don't care. I 100% do not care so long as he comes back.
He wanders just off to the edge of camp. There's some stick cracking, some spraying, and some more stick cracking. And he's back. He sort of like nods, and as he makes his way into his camp, you see him sort of like stumble, and you hear a faint crunch even at this distance.
Ooh.
Does he like collapse or
like he was already falling, but the crunch is like halfway through it. It's like when someone's trying to kneel over, but then they just lose it.
I'm gonna try to gentle force catch him.
Odds or evens?
Odds.
Whoops.
Oh no.
Nothing bad happens. You don't catch him in time.
I just kind of go, are you okay? Doing alright?
He sort of like winces. He doesn't say anything. You look and you see that like his foot is this way.
That's not nice. I should probably set that.
in your no doctor.
Yeah. In my no doctor, too mental.
Now Veland has doctor. If you're wondering if anyone here had doctor.
Well, I'm not calling on you. I'm gonna try and set. I really do not care about this guy, so I'm just gonna. I have gloves on my hand because it's still chilly out for me, so I don't have to worry about physically touching him.
Oh my god.
And I'm just gonna.
Oh my god.
Just force it.
I'm just moving it back into a normal position.
All right, roll doctoring.
Yes! No! I rolled a 1.
Oh man.
So that's a 3.
You go too far.
Oh, sorry.
At this point, he's got one hand like on the dirt, and like his fingers have dug into it.
Oh god.
He's just not making noises.
Oh god. Oh god.
After that, like, after I finally get it to a point where I feel like, you know, it's a little bit off, maybe like tip a little bit there, like trying to hang a picture, just kind of like as soon as you touch it, it goes a little bit too far.
Just
and then back.
stop.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna be like,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna gentle force his back, so then he just like
On his feet?
Sure, why not?
He just raises a hand to stop you and just like slides into his tent. He was right outside it.
Oh, it
anyways.
was right outside. Okay,
Oh
never
my,
mind.
oh my god.
Anyways, after that ordeal, it's third watch.
Oh my god.
After that, I go right back into bed. I don't lose a wink of sleep.
Man. Wow. 10 of diamonds.
10 of diamonds. What do you know? Yep, you're just kicking around, sort of like wandering about. You sit around and there's a brief moment of silence. You look up into the sky and things are clear for a moment. You see some stars and a bit of moonlight. It's nice. There's 20 health.
Cool. Does it... Do I go over if I have...
Events always bring you up. They just can never bring you into empowered.
Okay. That's not what I needed.
Technically correct. Technically correct, and the first step is to erase things. But also could have just handed the pencil with the eraser.
Oh, sure.
The weather's starting to shift around fourth watch. Odds or evens?
Odds, because it worked so well last time.
Yeah, you're back to overcast, it looks like.
Oh wow, look at your file. It says, you are a terrible person.
That's written right there on the sheet.
Yeah, it's right there. I mean, literally my self-descriptor is Assassin Death Touch. That is how I have described my character, and I feel like I'm doing a good job.
So
The one time I touched him.
Albiorn on fourth?
Yeah.
Alright. Dawn comes. It's misty, but the mist is clinging through most of breakfast the way it doesn't always. It's a bit chillier today.
Oh my god, Kree, what happened to your foot?
Yeah, how much has it healed throughout the night?
Actually, that's an interesting one. Do you guys think you can entertain an audience for like 2 minutes? Well, we
Yes.
go off camera.
Knew it. I fucking knew it.
Oh,
God
man.
damn it.
But the thing is, I don't know if you really did.
Oh, man.
Oh, I'm dead.
Entertain an audience. Hey, guys.
Oh. Where's chat? How do we get chat up here?
Do you have... I don't know how
I don't know how to do
Can I
it.
look at the screen, or does it have spoilers on it?
Oh, Will's screen's gonna have spoilers on it.
Cool. Oh, man. Off screen to talk about secrets. Intermission music.
Man, does that song have words to it?
I don't even know what song you're talking about.
No?
No.
Spanish Fleet.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, wait, no. Yes. Yes.
You notice that, yeah, his leg is, like, a little bit off, and he's still, like, limping, but he is standing on his own perfectly fine. Minus the cane. Elbjorn is awake, and he... Basically, as you guys wake up and it's early morning, he's sitting there with stew already ready, and he's like, guys, took a few days before it hit me, but, like, if we want to, we never have to fucking go back.
You're absolutely right.
mean, yeah.
Like, we're gonna because we said we would, but, like...
Oh, yeah, obviously.
We need to tell the town our tale of victory and stuff.
Well, there's always the Rookery Network.
There is always the Rookery Network.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm sure you want to see your family again, don't you?
I'm just kind of glaring at him a little bit.
Yeah. Anyways, anybody?
Yeah.
Me.
Yep, he sort of, like, gives away some stew nice and hot in the morning.
Awesome.
It's a nice thing to sort of get you kicking off, and it's already been simmering for a bit.
Cool.
As it happens, those of you who eat regain 8 stamina.
Ooh, and I'm combining that with the bread that I got yesterday. And also, how much do I gain from sleeping?
From sleeping, you still had temperature and comfort and safety?
Yes.
Or no safety?
I felt pretty safe because there weren't fucking wolves.
Alright.
Can I go over 100 for any of those things?
Only once you, like, bump, and then the rules change. So, like, would you be going over for food? Like,
I don't
now?
know. Like, yeah, so if I eat like a...
So it would have been sleep first. Sleep
Yeah.
to trigger it first.
Yeah, so I had 100 going to sleep.
Okay, if you were at 100 going to sleep, you wake up ready. So you're no longer affected by it.
Okay.
You regain 8 from sleep.
Cool.
You as well, I guess. Would you have slept... I guess no, you wouldn't have really regained any from sleep. You...
No, I'm already over 100, so I'm good. I'm at 109.
Alright. You guys ready to hit the road?
Oh, you know it.
First thing in the morning, first work hour of the day. Who's keeping watch?
I'll take it.
Alright. Get some of that fucking card ASMR.
Ooh, yeah.
Jeffrey, where are my playing cards? Oh,
King of Hearts.
that's what the ladies call me anyway.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do. Are you able to go back to the map?
Oh, back to the map. To the map.
Of course.
Of course.
It's the map.
It's the map.
So you get actually right to the bottom grid line there on the road.
Okie dokie.
You guys, now the Tundra's actually properly behind you as the road twists a bit and you're heading off northward into the mountains. However, southward into the mountains, northward into the mountains, you guys encounter some other travelers. It looks like the first caravan of the year. And they got coffee.
Yo!
And by the looks of it, like, they've got things unfurled and they're moving slowly. They've been encountering some of the other, like, first thought travelers. It's hot. For 10 for you, and 5 for the others.
Man, I'm guzzling that shit.
It's early morning. I'm still a little bit slow. I'm also
fine.
gonna...
I'm not gonna have any.
Yeah. They're not charging for, like, the hot coffee. They're doing it to sell, but
Man.
they are selling coffee.
to the free samples at Costco.
Yeah, man. Ooh. That's good shit. Hey, Cree. You have any of that coffee?
Oh, yes, it's quite good.
Man, I love me some coffee. Coffee.
I love the smell of coffee in the morning.
Coffee.
Man. Coffee.
So nobody's buying any?
If I have money, I would.
What do you got?
I have 1 gold, but that's like for my food and stuff, you know?
How much is it?
You're able to buy a bag for a silver, which is like probably like 10 presses worth, like 10 meals worth.
Do we have a press?
I have a brewing stand.
It'll count as food, but it can't count as its own standalone meal. It hasn't been coming up because you guys are eating properly, but like basically you can only heal from food if you're actually eating properly to some degree.
I'll buy him a bag.
All right.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you got a 1 silver bag of coffee.
You
Man,
get nothing from me.
you know, I see myself as above you, so I'm okay with that.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
The fucking animosity
Subtly.
between us.
Subtly, you know, like not in like a, pathetic, but like in if you probe the darkest depths of my heart, I would say, I'm a better person than Sal is.
Maybe, maybe, I don't know.
If you saw the events of last night, it probably would raise a little bit. Like, probably about to breach the surface kind of levels.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say I wouldn't be surprised. I've seen how you operate in situations requiring responsibility, and I'm not so sure you got what it takes.
That's all. Yeah,
That's all. I don't dislike you.
I'm the only person that actually commanded people, but it's fine. It's whatever. It's cool.
I mean, are you calling him deficient?
Maybe.
Are you saying something about our friends here? Our friends not from this region? Our differently bodied friends?
No, I'm just saying a particular friend.
I mean, Dex stacked against them with the temperature. It might be unfair to make that kind of judgment. Elbjorn is just giving you the eyes, trying his best to fuck with you.
My hand is twitchy, and it's doing like this thing, but it's like dangerously close to my chain.
I didn't say any of this out loud.
Just
I'm giving you insight.
Well, situations can change, as can the weather,
hilarious.
odds or evens.
That's hilarious.
Looks like the sun has broke out again. It's nice and warm and proper.
Bet Chalice is having a good time.
Yeah.
Who is at the fore?
Me.
You get halfway through this square.
2 spades.
2 spades. Now that you're getting back up into the mountains, you actually see that there's a number of the cave crawlers off in the distance. They're further away and it's daytime, so they're trying to creep up, but you just have to throw some stones to drive them off. You guys take 1, you take 2, just sort of busying yourself, keeping an eye out on the road.
Okay.
At which point, it's about lunch. Also, do you guys actually have an in-game map?
I assume that either we are going based on what we saw in the hall.
Yeah,
or...
where would we have purchased a map? Because I don't know that there's anywhere we could have.
If you didn't buy a map, you don't got a map.
We don't have a map. We
No,
are
no,
going.
Yeah.
But
So
we
you-
are coming up to a major town. Hopefully.
So you guys remember seeing the map? There's only 1 road going up.
So do we have to make a mental check to see how much of the map? Can I make a mental check now, just to set in stone how much
Yeah.
of the map I remember?
Go for it.
Okay.
Actually, what's your bonus?
+3?
Okay, roll for it.
What would that be?
Just a d6.
Okay. I can't spin metallurgy into map remembering.
Not so much.
I remember there was like an ore vein
Okay,
somewhere.
I got 6.
You got a 6. Okay. You're thinking, yeah, you saw it less than 6 days ago. You remember. You roughly know where you are on this. You know you're about halfway down the road if you're seeing the end of the tundra.
Okay.
That being said, now you guys are at the bottom grid line.
Shit. Quick. Stupid snap too.
We just drew that card, which means it's lunch.
Cool. So if I've been hauling the wagon and now I'm above 100, do I get to roll training from hauling that wagon?
Yeah, roll some brawn.
I forgot to do my routine this morning, so I'm a little bit moody. So I'm gonna whack some rocks.
I got a 6.
You got some jitters, so you're not doing as good as you were, but you're still going. You got a 6?
Yes.
All right, you regain 6.
Cool.
Do I find any rocks or any notches in the tree that particularly look like Leland's face?
I mean, he's a goat, so, like, it's not an easy thing to find.
If I find a gnarled branch, like something that like twists a little bit, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, roll that skill roll.
Hey, I've been very civil towards you. I've kept this all under wraps. I think that's what Leland thinks.
That would be 11.
11.
His his slight condescension.
Slight?
He didn't say anything to him. That was me speaking out of game.
Yeah, I knew that was an out of game thing.
Yeah.
It's funny. And I do think there would be a little bit of contention, probably at some point. We
Probably
lived in
at
a
some point.
small town. I don't think you would have gone the entire time perfectly disguising it.
Leland's kind of coming out to have a lot of real conservative values here. He's really evolving.
The real question is, who's at the fore in the early afternoon?
I'll take it.
I mean, so far we've established that Salus is a child.
Yeah.
So, can't really...
As things darken, and especially here, like, the crest of the mountain is eastwards, so now there's, like, a decent bit of sunset, but what that means is a lot of shadows in the crags. Lurking in them, there's more cave crawlers. You would take 8, and the rest of you 4, as you're continuing to drive them off before nightfall.
Thunk.
Man, these things are everywhere.
However, you do move ahead. Oh yeah, you're hoofing it. You're about halfway to the town now. Here you can see off in the distance, there's a sizable place. It looks like it has actual decent stone walls. There's some, like, it looks like they have decent towers and proper Fortlands fortifications up here.
Actually, would I have gone this way? Because...
This is where your employer lived.
That's what I thought.
You know this town. You know it good.
Yeah. Alright.
We should buy a map.
Should. When we
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
Still got a little ways to go. Or is it? Like, we still got, like, one more trip. We're gonna get there around dark kind of thing?
Yeah, it's now, like, late afternoon. Who is taking the 4?
I'll take it.
All right. Keeping an eye out, you're ahead of the group, and you're sort of just like,
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts. That being said, tax collecting is not a fun job, basically being the bad guy all the time. You suddenly have a little twinge in the back of your mind. There's a familiar rock, and you go, wait. Rushing off the side of the path towards the side, you look in, and it's like, perfect. You pull out a still cold bottle of mead. Still full.
Cool. I'm gonna just kind of slip that away.
Alright, in that case, it's the late afternoon when we are getting close to town. You found that bottle of mead just a little ways out of the gates. And it looks like we get there a little bit of time before the doors close. Gates are still going to be open, and it's about dinner time, so the streets aren't that busy, but the market is.
I'm gonna go to the tavern that I frequented when I was a tax collector.
Yep, it's nice and convenient, like right across from the Lord's Hall. So you walk up to the market, Lord's Hall, that's the archives, there we go, and you turn off into the tavern.
Since I had this, like, literally this wagon from before, I'm assuming it's a wagoner's tavern or something like that, somewhere I could, like... Yep, so I'm
gonna go look for a map.
instruct Leland, park it
Yep.
there.
Okay.
Park it there, don't get any scratches.
Yes. I'm on it.
Yeah, in the market, actually really close to the archives, you see that they are selling, like, a bunch of different things. There's supplies, there's scroll cases, there's, like, parchment and quills and ink, and it seems like they do have this year's current maps. They've been in, like, people have been waiting for them for quite a time. The older maps are a solid, like, 20-ish years old.
Okay, yeah, I'll buy a new map.
Well, barely posted.
Alright. These ones are sector by sector, and this sector is worth 1 silver, the one that you're in now.
Okay, yeah, I'll get this sector's map.
Okay, do you want to write down that you have sector... I'm just going to look at my own copy of this.
This should be Northeast Quadrant C2.
So then that would be H2. Would it? No, it's third down and then 1 over.
No, it's 2 over.
Is it?
Yeah, because 1 over is this map. Oh wait, yeah.
Well, yeah, go back.
Because that's Hammerhold, and this is the next one over. So we need to go.
Okay, yeah. So then we are C2.
Why am I doing that when I have this? Oh, frick! No, that's not what I wanted to do. This. So like we're gonna be traveling around there, so it's C2. Yeah.
I take it this place is a lot bigger than our village, eh?
Yeah, this place has like easily over 1,000, like a couple thousand that live in it.
Leland is just kind of... He parks the wagon and just kind of marvels at the amount of people there are here.
Yeah, it's...
Like,
there's
wow.
a lot.
Kind of overwhelming. Whew.
But yeah, this map sector is... It goes A, B, C, D. I think I might have told you the wrong thing beforehand, unless...
So it's C2? What am I writing down?
It would be... I'm just going to go to my original one and get back to this passively. You buy a map sector.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in and talk to the tavern keeper like he's an old friend. Like I've known him for ages.
Yeah, you walk in and he goes, "Oh, come to deliver some rats, have you? Or you come to take out of them? Huh? Come on over here. Come on, sit down."
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna come over there and give him a hug.
Yeah, he goes in and he gives you like a big like whoomph one. He's a fuzzy dude. So, what brings you back into town? Gonna come and try and get your job back, or?
Oh no, I gave that up a long time ago. There doesn't really seem to be a point.
Yeah, apparently, hard work and determination.
How's it been since?
It's G3.
She doesn't quite do the same quality.
Well, when you say quality, do you mean for the coffers or for us?
I mean quality.
Well, that's the thing. If it's for us, it's low. If it's for the coffers, she's doing a great job. Yeah, you know how it is. Fucking nobles.
Fucking nobles. Anyway, I got the usual. A couple of people in the wagon. Refresher. How much you usually charge?
How many people you got with you?
We got 5, including me.
Why don't we say 2 gold? Feed you, keep y'all sheltered.
Okay. How much with this bottle of meat? I'm sorry. How much? And we split this bottle of meat for old time's sake.
Gold, 5 silver.
Sounds good to me.
Ooh, someone just followed.
I don't have
Fancy.
it up to be able to see. Darn it. Things don't message me.
Yeah, so I guess I'll... Do we need anything other than a map?
You do notice that they're selling a couple of the other nearby sectors. The one that has Hammerhold on it is... The one with
Actually,
Hammerhold on it
people-
is F3.
F3? Okay, I'll
Bobby Boo and,
also buy F3.
Crowhurst.
Hello, Crowhurst. Hello, Bobby Boo. Welcome. Which one are you looking for?
The one with Hammerhold on it?
Yep, so that'll be F3. That one's another silver.
Yeah. Alright.
I made a mistake on that number. That shouldn't have been 1 gold, 5 silver. It should have been 1 silver, 5 copper.
1 silver, 5 copper?
Yep.
Oh, wow, that's way fucking cheaper.
Well, like an inn shouldn't be like 5 silver. That's like a couple days' work.
Yeah, that's fair.
You guys managed to kill a decent bit of time throughout the night, and you stay nice and cozy. You guys don't need to do watches or anything, because it's a town, it's got walls, you good. There are people who are literally paid to do this. And you used to collect the money that was used for their paychecks, so you know they're getting paid.
I guess I'm doing some crafting then.
Yep, there's space for you to set up a little bit outside the wagoners.
So how does, brewing work? I want to make health potions.
Yep.
Could I buy health reagents?
Yep, while the market's still open, a little bit before you guys head off, you guys get there pretty much like in the last hour that it's open.
Mm-hmm.
You are able
like,
to...
putting away the boxes, and you're like, no, and
Wait.
Yeah, so the health reagents, you're able to buy them just like, they're bulk, so it's just however many coppers worth you want.
Okay.
A typical healing potion, which would be an empowerment potion, is a silver per for value.
Okay.
So then you would be rolling crafting just like Leland would.
Okay. I'll buy 5. Would it be so like a healing reagent per potion?
You need to use materials the same way a crafter would. So when you're sitting down, you use 5 copper no matter what, and then you roll, you add that number, and that's the value you produce. If you go over, you can make more than one of a thing. The only thing with alchemy is because you're using a whole system, you have to like decide, and then the 2 hour you can only spend on that one type of potion before you switch out and clean.
Okay. So I want to make health potions.
Yep. So then roll alchemy.
Roll alchemy. Okay. I can do that. Well, that was a really good roll. 18.
18. Did you add the 5 from the coppers you expended?
No, 23.
All right, in that case, you make 2 silver, 3 coppers worth, which means you can make up to 3 healing potions, and if you keep going, you've still got some in the still. But you consume 5 copper materials.
Okay, so right now I have 3 healing potions?
Yep.
Okay, I'll keep going.
Okay. It's now getting into the carousing hour, but like the tavern's still open, you're still out on the streets. Nobody's getting mad at you for being out after dark yet.
Okay, yeah, I'll go again. That was not as good of a roll. 13 plus 5, 18.
All right. So another 18 plus the 3 you already had, you can crank out another 2 potions in there.
Okay, I'll stop there.
How many work hours have passed? Like work chunks have passed?
Well, there was the 1, and then you could probably work another one if you were really crunching at it.
Well, I'm crunching at it. God damn. So, another 12.
Cool.
All right. So yeah, how are you going on that knife? How far along are you?
4.8 silver out of 10 silver.
8. How much out of?
4.8 silver out of 10 silver.
Oh, you already had 5 silver from the initial knife that already existed.
Oh,
So you're basically done.
I'm
Yeah.
almost done.
You pretty much just have to finish a couple of the runes and like engrave and sharpen off a little bit of the edge, and you should be good to go.
All right. I did not realize I could start with the 5 silver. That man.
That's some
really
progress. Yeah, the knife's almost done,
Cool.
and the night has just begun.
Damn.
I'm
Alright.
drinking with the dude. With the tavern keeper. What's his name?
His name, as it happens, is also Leland. It's a common name around these parts.
I'm like, hi, I'm Leland. I'm Leland too.
Wow.
Never.
Is Leland like the equivalent of Kyle?
No, was it Kyle or
Like
John?
a John.
It's more of like a Bob.
Bob, Frank.
It has similar Frank vibes. Definitely, like, Leland is this place's
Okay.
like more Bob than Frank.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm not associating, like the word association doesn't necessarily need to be there.
Okay.
I heard you had that same name as that Rats Gank, Leland.
That being said, you also did taxes, so you know like 57
I was
Lelands.
gonna say that's why. But like when I originally left the village, I was probably like, "Oh, your name's Leland? That's weird." And then like after the 10th person, I'm like, I no longer give a shit.
Yeah.
Everyone's fucking named Leland.
Man. But it's also funny because I'm from like way up north. I feel like, well, there's 2 situations. Either it's a coincidence or they're like, we need to pick like the commonest name for our kid if we're moving down here.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are practiced at like being cautious and careful around settlements. Your parents did grow up as like a forbidden house, so like they wanted you to blend in.
Good on you, Mom and Dad.
Yeah. All right.
And so are we sleeping in like beds? Like
Yeah,
we have rooms?
you've got proper beds.
I have
Okay.
bought you guys proper beds.
Well, thanks.
Man, you're the best.
Yep.
Is there any reason that you guys wouldn't have your full factors of sleep?
I don't think so.
Is anybody
No.
actually able to heal from sleep?
No.
I can heal 1 point.
So are you still like below 100 then?
I'm at 99, yes.
All right. Then this will still go over the threshold, so you take it. You just,
Okay.
after that, you're ready. You regain a hefty 6.
Man,
Fucking all 4 sets of stuff.
just to go on a tangent a bit, this new health system makes me so happy. Like, remember before when I was complaining, you sleep and you're at full. Like, if you're on death's door and you take a quick nap, man, yeah, by God, you fixed it.
Yeah, it used to be a little bit ridiculous, which is annoying because I specifically didn't want it to be. Like, it was a deliberate attempt at a design decision to have it be gritty and realistic, and then it was like, oh, I have like 200 health, and I just like sleep and gain 50. Like,
but realistically, when you compare it to most RPGs, like when you compare it to D&D, it was literally the exact same fucking same as D&D. Yeah. And so it's literally just like, let's move to not being that, because that was dumb.
True.
Yeah, well, I like it a lot. I think it works really well. And I really like the idea that everyone has more or less the same health, so it's not like, I'm level 16. I have 8 times the health that you do. Like,
yeah, it starts to get ridiculous at that point.
Someone stabs me in the heart, I'm fine. Like,
Old school gladiator torgs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, didn't you like charge literally an entire statted firing line and just like healed it up?
Yeah, they didn't damage me, and what they did damage, I healed it up. Like, it was ridiculous.
And that's why we test.
And that's why I play tested them and maxed.
yeah.
Well, after a nice round of pleasant conversations, morning comes.
Cool.
Cool. All right. I'm going to go to the market just before we head out, not to buy anything, but just to look at, just to kind of silently judge the knife scene here. See what sort of craftsmanship they have in the big city.
The breakfast hour, presumably you guys take, like, getting yourselves out of the inn and checked out and all that, which means by the time it's, like, normal villager breakfast hour, the market people are out there setting up, carrying out crates. You can see that some of them are ready already, but for the most part, a lot of them are getting ready. For the most part, the knives that they sell here in town are like kitchen knives or like daggers for civilians to defend themselves against monsters and that sort of thing. Nothing really fancy here, like in the slightest.
I'm 100% talking one of the merchant's ears off when you find me. Like, just about the specific metallurgy that went into making this knife versus this knife. And like, man, what carbon balance did you use to get this? And what sharpening technique? Because you got a really nice, kind of angled point to it. I've never seen a knife in that style before. And just on and on like that.
Yeah, you converse for a decent time, and, like, the merchant's amiable. He's a smith. He's talking about, like, just standard fare. Sometimes you gotta mass produce, but you get practiced at the cut. And it takes a few minutes before he realizes that you're kind of going. After that, though, like, he's a merchant, he deals with the public, he is polite, he's listening to you the entire time. He's actively responding, like...
Nice man.
There's literally a store that I walked into recently that I just opened up, and it's like... It's the kind of store that would attract clientele that is somewhat weird, because it's based on, like, fantasy stuff. Like, the stuff that they sell is based on, like, folklore, and, like... Harry Potter and like weird stupid stuff like that. Ooh. Walk in, very first time there's just a girl behind the counter and this guy is just talking her freaking ear off, and as soon as she enters she looks at me and goes, "Oh hi, welcome to the shop, feel free to browse and look around." I'm like, okay, cool. And the guy just kind of looks at me and like surprisingly takes the social cue and it's just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna bring a windsock next time I'm in for you, and it'll be cool," and then leaves. And the girl is just like, oh god.
Yeah, that's the merchant when you guys come to drag me away.
Well, are you guys heading back on the road then after that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Who's taking the 4 in the first travel hour?
I'll do it. I'm familiar. I like this town. 7 of Hearts.
7 of Hearts.
Yeehaw.
As it happens, you didn't have a good reputation when you quit, but like it's been one tax season under like the noble's daughter, and they really miss you. As it happens, when you walk past one of the bakeries, he comes out with some fresh pastries and he offers them to you guys, like right out of the oven.
You know Leland's on that shit.
Yeah, you guys regain 3, you regain 7.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Well, technically you encounter them first, so you can choose not to let them have any.
Yeah, you can choose to spite me.
Now see, I want to give some to Vesta and... and Elbjorn. And at this point, it's just kind of like, I give some to Vesta, I give some to Elborn, and you're just kind of looking expectantly, so I just kind of...
Salis, did you bring enough for the whole class?
And I give some, of course, to Kree as well. Like, just kind of like,
Okay.
yeah. It's like Vesta, Alvern, Leland.
I feel like Leland just kind of like takes it as you're passing them. You know, like he's not waiting for you to hand it to him. You know, he's saying thanks, like, oh, thanks, and taking it. You get no say. Leland loves him some pastries.
That's fair.
I mean, they're pastries.
They're
Come
pastries. He's a goat. They go together like
on.
bread
Goat and pastries?
goat.
Literally any,
bread and goat.
literally anything edible and goat.
Yeah.
Clothing and goat.
Yeah. You know when you say, oh, not for puppies when the puppy wants something, you can't say that for goat. Everything's for goat.
Everything is for puppy. In puppy's mind.
In puppy's mind. She got a chunk of asphalt tar.
She did. And she loved it. Like,
10 out of 10. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
She had the trot going like, la la la, look at me, I'm so happy.
yeah.
Anyway.
Dogs are proud of the weirdest things.
Look
Like-
at me, got some tar.
Or, like, sometimes the dog will just, like, snarf and then look at you like it did something. Like, and you'll just feel like, you're proud of yourself, but I don't know what for. You just kind of, like, wiggled a bit.
Yeah.
Man.
You go, puppy. You're so talented.
Yeah.
So, as you guys make your way out of town, you are making headway along the road. And here, once you're on the other side on the gate, this is where the real travel is. You see that they're even, like, they have a proper toll set up. There's, like, merchants coming in. Some of them are heading through, but for the most part, they're coming into town and heading back onto the road.
Okay.
You make it about halfway to the next village. A little bit more, actually.
Awesome. Man, making good progress here.
At this way, you're properly into the mountains. You're still on the way up, but you know that further ahead, based on the map, is where there's a village where you're expecting there to be a fork into the main road.
Okay.
I am going to run off for a little bit if you guys want to converse. Catch people up on information they don't have. I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah. General adventure.
Yeah.
General travel.
General travel.
So do you have the chat up, or are you just in the chat room on your phone?
I am in the chat room on my phone.
Okay.
And I do the chats whenever people ask questions. And if anyone actually has questions right now is the time.
Now is the time.
While we wait for Will. Otherwise, we're just going to talk more about pastries and dogs.
Pastries and
Puppies.
dogs. Yeah, like, man, we could bring in our dog.
Oh,
Just have her
she
on the
would
table.
have a great time eating everything.
Yeah, please don't.
She also is like a puppy, so she doesn't she hasn't figured out. She knows that like our house isn't pooping area, but anywhere else is pooping area.
Yeah, she gets
Yeah.
confused easily.
I've trained a puppers, and I can say, yes, I fully know what that feels like, and I do not want that in my apartment.
No.
Yeah. She pissed in Will's
Yeah.
apartment
No.
on the carpet.
On the carpet.
That would not be fun to clean. Besides, my building actually has like a no visitor pets policy.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Like,
We'll sneak her in.
Yeah,
Put her in a bag.
Hide her in a coat.
We'll put her in a duffel bag and
Oh, that barking? That's just my...
my bark alarm.
That's my Tamagotchi.
my Tamagotchi.
Everyone just looks at you like, oh fuck.
The barking, that's my girlfriend. It's a fetish thing. And they will not ask any more questions.
My girlfriend is very dog-shaped.
Okay. Oh no, I don't like where this is going at all. I don't like it. No. Okay,
We're gonna stop that train right there.
we're backing the fuck out of there.
Hi, Will.
What shape is your girlfriend?
Well, you know, like, when you look at air and you can't tell, and there's no real shape? A bit like that.
Ah, yes.
Oof.
My girlfriend is the same way.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Okay, let's rock and roll.
All right. Well, who's on the 4?
Me.
All right, looks like weather's starting to shift.
Cool.
Odds or evens?
Odds.
Back to Overcast. You had the sun for a little bit. You enjoyed it while it lasted. This time, it's like... It is overcast, but you know how sometimes it's overcast, but there's still kind of clouds?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that, like, it's not clouds and no clouds, it's more clouds and less clouds. It's that sort of, like, Ripley overcast. Let's see what we get.
4 of hearts.
4 of hearts. Now you're, like, on the hunt, you know things are unfreezing, and you're watching. You find another patch of spring onions.
Ooh.
There's 8 total, unless you want to pass 2 to your friends there.
Are we all at full health?
Yeah, I'm at
I'll hold on to them.
I'm at
116.
127.
Oh my god. Where's all this health coming from?
I ate like a huge meal before leaving, and then I also didn't encounter wolves. I just keep getting copper.
Yeah, that would do it.
How is everyone's health, though, in that case? You're at 120...
7.
Okay, so, like, you're
I'm
not...
feeling real good.
Yeah, like, you've been better, but, like, it's a good day. You're stretched, you're ready, you're good to go. How about you?
I'm at 116.
116? Okay. It's like, also, like, you're not tired, you've got some zip, but, like, you're not, like, fully sunshiny. How about Vesta?
I didn't write it down. I think I'm like probably between 100 and 110.
Want to say 105?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, you kind of, like, you've woken up. That's all you can really say for yourself.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm awake.
ain't we all?
All right, would you like to come with me off camera for a brief moment?
Yep. Talk
Sure.
more about the shape of your dog, girlfriend.
Oh, God.
Oh man.
Yeah, Nicole is asking me how things are going. I'm just gonna send her a link to this stream. Man.
Like,
Yeah. Is this
hey Nicole.
Hey Nicole, is a spring onion like a normal onion, like round, or is it
I'm
like
just-
a green onion?
I'm just thinking of Stardew Valley.
Mmm.
You can
And I
find
know you
some
knew the second that scene started.
Yep.
Stardew Valley. You can find spring onions in like a specific spot.
Mhm.
I'm just thinking of those. Got
Yep.
some spring onions.
The food in Stardew Valley, the produce looks so good. Like, if I'm given the weird flex but okay, like weird props but okay,
Yeah.
that's some tasty pixel food.
Mm-hmm.
Tasty pixel food.
I'd eat that wall chicken.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, did I roll distance? I know that I pulled a card.
No, you didn't.
not for this particular one. No.
All right, you guys get to the village at this point.
Awesome.
At this point, it seems like the road forks off. There's people going both ways, and now the road is thicker, like literally like wider, it's denser, it feels firmer under your feet, and it looks like there's a decent number of wide wagons coming and going. This village doesn't have much, it just has a real big tavern.
I say we hang left.
It's about lunchtime, right? Or
Actually, yeah. You get there right at the start of lunch.
Left is actually the opposite of where we're going.
yeah.
No, from our direction. If we're headed down the road, we want to go left.
No, left would.
Oh no, you're right. We want to go right.
Facing
Left
down.
would
I
left
see.
would bring us
That
towards
way.
this
Yeah, we want to go right.
Luckily, you don't need memory. You bought a map.
I bought a map.
Thank God.
So you guys can see this, actually. And you can see the next quadrant over if you so choose.
I choose.
Yeah, let's look. It's over there.
Hmm.
Okay,
Is
so
that's Hammerhold. Oh, wow.
we would be traveling along here
Mm-hmm.
and up, and our destination is this star.
Cool.
Cool.
It's
All right.
very hard to draw with a trackpad.
So what does the blue and the white symbolize?
Those are the colors of the Kingdom of Venkrum, where you guys live. It is a constitutional monarchy, so you guys have a king the way that Canada has a king.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, you guys aren't like a pillar of democratic freedoms. You basically just vote for lords, and the rest is just straight up nobility.
Lord, a certain lord lost my vote. Since it's lunchtime, if you guys want to stop, we can. Like, stop and eat, because I'm assuming...
Yeah, I'll stop and eat.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna stick with the cart, and I'm gonna try and shake off a little bit of fuzziness in my head, and I'm gonna do my routine.
Okay. I'm also staying by the cart, eating, and finishing up that knife. The kniff.
Yep, it's helping you focus. It's making you feel a bit better. Roll that crafting. Let's see if you hit the edge.
Is that rolling or delicate for me? Or, yeah.
Well, it's your choice because it's training.
Yeah, it's training.
Yes, that does it.
That's another 11.
How much do you have left over?
How much do I have left, like, that I went over?
Yep.
Ooh, okay, so 4.8 plus... that's plus 0.9, that's
situation.
0.7.
Okay, so yeah, like, there's another 7 coppers worth of art value you could put in, or you can just save the materials and...
I'll put another 0.7 worth in.
Alright. It's
I
the value
love my knives.
value increases by 7 copper. It's a bit nicer than other ones. Without any further ado, I guess that means we're back on the road again.
Yeah.
On the road again.
The rippling clouds here are starting to flow past. At this point, you've noticed that the rains have been less intense as you get close to the middle of the continent.
Cool.
The winds here, however, with the lack of trees, really start to batter after a while.
Whew.
Well, I flubbed that. We.
Want me to show you the magic? The magic shuffle?
Everybody offers to show me how to do this when I fuck it up once.
No. It's not the thing. Like, literally, the magic shuffle is when you have a 100-card deck and you literally just split it in half and just cram them together. Because it's literally the only way you're going to do it in any efficient manner.
I mean, that's basically what I'm doing now.
You gotta keep them a little bit loose, though.
Yeah, I would imagine.
9 of clubs. Now that you're on the main road, you do notice that there's some travelers resting by the side of the road. They give you an up and down, and seeing no one else on the road, they decide to stand up and give you guys a bit of business. You guys know bandits when you see them. You guys can expend some energy to just sort of fight them off or talk them out of this.
I'm like instant hand on chain kind of thing.
Yeah. There's no need for this to go to violence.
Could I do a convince?
Yeah, to make them go away.
Make them go away?
I want Gabe to roll it.
I want to give roll it too.
I want your atypical to come into play.
Yeah, Leland's like, I'll handle this, and that's just like, no.
16.
16. Yeah, you managed to convince them to make their way off. They figure you're more trouble than you're worth. The moment that they see that, like, all of you are armed and you've got a brewing still and potions and some of you are mages, they're just like, yeah, whatever. And
I've figured it out. We are both atypical people, and that rubs each other the wrong way.
Yes! Oh shit, I just threw a die across the room.
Yes! There was a die for you.
I heard it hit plastic, but I didn't see where it went.
I went behind you on your right side. Down. Yeah.
Oh,
There it is.
got it.
Awesome.
Man.
Solid.
you move 9k, so between here and the edge of the grid line along the road, you move 3/4 of the way. So, like, a bit more than that? Yeah, there.
Okay.
Cool.
Here, you can still see the village off in the distance, and you can see, like, the road further off, like, the vague shape of caravans going, but you can barely tell that they're people. At this point, we're getting towards the late afternoon. It's starting to get a bit darker.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, let's keep going.
9 of clubs. Seems like that was only one of the encampments now that you guys are on the main road. You've got another group that you might have to contend with in terms of bandits. Now that it's late, they're getting a bit more bold.
Can I do another convince?
Roll for it.
Oh man, two losers again.
Don't say that to them.
I'm saying it under my breath. Don't these people have homes?
18.
18. You talk to them for a little bit and they discuss, but after a little while you realize they're not discussing the proposition, they're coordinating with each other. You guys are a little bit on edge though, and you know what you're doing, so before they have a chance to take you by surprise, you get into the fight. If there aren't any casualties or serious wounds, you just give them enough of a fight for them to bust off into the woods. That's 5 stamina for both of you guys and 9 for you.
Man. Just get a real job, you know? Like, what are you doing?
You guys move 5k, so you get just to the other side of the grid line.
A little bit back, a little bit forward.
No, it's good.
Okay.
You guys can see the distance you are to town, roughly. You can see the pillar of smoke in the distance. It is getting late, though. It's about dinner time now.
Okay. You want to make it one more stretch?
Absolutely.
Or going to bed?
Yeah, let's make it one more stretch.
Who's taking the 4?
12.
Yep, now that it's dark, the bandits themselves have actually camped so that they don't get hurt, but now the wolves are coming out again. At this point, they're getting into larger packs. You have to deal with 9, and then both of you guys another 5 as you're fighting them off.
Alright, I'm testing out that new knife. How's she feel in my hands?
Nice and cozy. Like, you know that you didn't make magic or anything, but like, you made a nice solid knife. It feels good. It's channeling the magic well enough. What element did you enchant it with?
Fire.
Alright, yeah, so as you're hurling it, it sort of like ignites
I feel
and
it's rock
blooms
roll.
with some of the air that it flies by. You're getting used to it because if you throw it too fast, it extinguishes, but otherwise it's working well enough for you.
Why don't you grab another pencil?
What do you mean?
There are lots of pencils right there.
Like this one with no lead in it?
What about the other one?
This one's a pen.
I know, but the other one. Go over there more.
This one's also a pen.
And keep going.
Oh, there's another pencil.
Have you tried looking through the pile instead of individually taking them one by one?
No, Gabe, that's a marker. That's a feather.
No reason it can't be both, I think.
It's a leather feather.
No, if you want, you can just shove it into the,
Don't
like...
really fit.
No, you gotta do it the other way around. You gotta push it through.
Okay.
Although it might catch on that grip.
Yeah.
Ah, well. No quill.
I get it.
Who's Quill?
Okay,
Like the
you
Harry
guys...
Potter asshole?
Oh, you know, Quill from Harringly Potter?
You know? That cultural touch. Everyone's favorite character, Quill.
Yeah.
It sounds like the fucking AI written Harry Potter villain.
No, there was a guy named Quill.
The weather's starting to
Whirl.
shift. Odds or evens?
What?
Q-U-I-R.
I thought it was pronounced Quill.
No, there's an R in there.
R's can be silent?
This one isn't. I assure you.
I'm pretty sure. I've seen the first movie. They say Professor Quill.
So the weather's forming a nice consistent haze. It's still light enough out that you figure the towns might still have their gates open if you get there in time. That previous bit of travel brought you 2/3 of the way. It's now getting close to the later night before you guys would bed down for camp.
I say we push on.
Odds or evens?
Odds.
Cool.
I hate you so much because I know what's going on.
Okay, let's I don't know. I think we should like rest and continue in the morning.
Sounds like a good plan.
All right,
Yep.
you guys bed down.
Are you destroying that pencil?
Am I destroying it or am I improving it?
That's a little bit rude, don't you think? It's not your pencil.
Yes, it is.
How are you guys?
Then I mean, all the power to you.
I brought a whole smack of them here. And
All the power to you, I guess. It's your own pencil. You can do whatever you want.
Honestly, if it was one of mine, I would probably just assume it's one of yours that you left at my place once. Like, I haven't actually purchased any, like, stationery in months.
Aha.
Right, so has everybody been eating properly in-game?
Yep.
Getting enough rest? Nobody's, like, gone super hard without sleep.
I think I still have like 3 days left of food in me, something like that.
So you're a little antsy, but...
Yeah.
Alright, who's on first watch then?
I'll take it. Okay, 10 of clubs.
8.
8 of clubs.
8 of clubs. Jeez.
Now who's destroying pencils?
Alright, so you could fight off the threat alone for 16, or take 8 and divvy up the other 4, or divvy them differently if you change the weight of things. Looks like the wolves followed you a little bit. They avoided you while you were bedding down, but now they're circling at night.
Did Leland tell me about the wolf attack that he had?
Yeah, probably.
Then I'm going to take it all myself.
Alright, that's 16, and you guys sleep soundly.
Cool.
Who's up for a second
I need
watch?
to be
I'll
able
do
to
it.
brag about this shit.
He's
I'll
not
try to get
bragging
some more
like
fucking
a,
card
wow,
ASMR.
hold up. 10
Yeah,
wolves. We're
yeah.
just like, man, there's some wolves last night, but don't worry. I took care of it.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be like, oh, I need your help on this after you handled it. I'm not going to let you have that.
The pettiness is
It's
so strong.
It's so petty.
Man.
Ace.
Of spades.
The ace of spades.
More wolves come back in the second one. You've got 20 you could fight off. 20 stamina's worth. Right?
I
Wolves.
waked everybody up.
Yep, you guys can split up the 20 amongst you guys, however you choose.
Evenly.
Alright.
So we each take 4 damage.
This only counts for PCs. I'm not counting the NPCs.
Okay. 20 divided by 3.
I'll take the remainder.
So 6, 6, and 8, or 6, 7, 7?
Well,
668 works.
21 is 3 times 7, and 18 is 3 times 6, so it would be 6, 6, 7.
Okay, we're doing this mathematically.
6, 7, 7.
When we really should be
Yeah.
determining who would be trying to take on the most wolves.
Yeah, that's fair.
Want to do 6, 6, 8 then?
Yeah, 668.
Cool. I love getting sushi there.
Oh. Man, don't these wolves have homes?
Yeah, here.
Yeah.
We apparently just like in the morning we look and there's the wolf's den just right there.
Well, I was gonna say, we're basically carrying around a walking carcass. Like, no wonder we keep attracting wolves.
Who's on third watch?
Oh boy.
You guys aren't awoken.
Okay. ...
And who's on fourth?
That's me. I think Krish.
I mean, literally anyone can take watch. It just involves being awake.
Ace of spades.
You're fucking Creed disassembled by wolves in the morning. He tried to take them with his cane.
You've been whittling down the wolves for a while. This is probably their last hit, but they've been attacking you all night. This one's another solid like 20 stamina hit.
Whew. Yeah, I'm waking up everybody.
Okay.
All right, how much you guys taking?
Except for Sailors. No, I'm joking. I wake up Sailors. Oh, guys, there's more coming.
So this would be 677 or 668. 668.
I'll take 7.
I'll take 7. Because
You
you're
got 6.
already tired from the night.
And so, begrudgingly, dawn comes. Right about then is when the weather starts to shift. Odds or evens?
Evens. It's gonna be both evens. I have a good feeling about the weather today, guys. I think it's gonna be a nice sunny day.
Oh yeah, totally.
This is a really weird question, but on an in-game level, would anybody have had any, like, previous injuries to their joints or bones, or...
I don't think so. I was a baker.
No.
Me? No.
Okay. Kree, like, is just knocked out for the first hour. He needs to be, like, put onto someone's back or, like,
we
sat on
just-
the cart.
Yeah, can we just hoist him onto the cart?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have
Yeah.
a wide back for monkey sitting. Like,
You do.
I,
wanna-
yeah.
If you want to have the corpse on your back, then
I'll put the corpse on my back.
Yeah, he's weak, but he's holding on. You do, like, feel him, like, twitch and shudder. That being said, it's perfectly bright out.
Man, I told you guys. Weather's gonna be great. I'm whistling a little song. Can I whistle a song as a performance training?
Yeah.
Actually, okay. Before we do that, how much do we heal from sleep?
Were you above 100?
I was not.
No.
Okay, in that case, did you guys have temperature?
Well, I was above 100 before the night.
We also woke
Okay.
up a couple of times.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because of how often you guys woke up and like you definitely wouldn't have safety. I'm gonna say you guys only heal. You heal 3. Leland heals 1. Salas heals 3.
Thank God. I thought that one was me, and literally I'm at 98. Would have pissed me off so much.
Well, I'm at... Yeah.
Being brought to 99. Just the threshold limit.
So it's still pretty early in the morning when you get past the town, past the village. If you don't stop, you get halfway through the quadrant.
Yeah, we ain't stopping.
Keep going.
Okay, so where are we? We're past the town?
Yep, just a little bit there. A little bit back. Yep, perfect. Then the real dark clouds come. Now it's late morning.
Oh.
Let's keep going.
How's that bright weather doing now?
Well, they could pass us. There's no, they're not necessarily headed this way. You know, maybe the wind will shift, or...
Can I use force magic to just shift? No.
You can use air magic.
Nope, I'm not gonna be that petty.
Man, how self-destructive can you get?
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out.
I'll take it. 10 of spades. Man.
By the mid-morning. At this point, the wolves gave up on you after the morning. That being said, there's a lot of pebbles on the road, and even though you guys have come across them every time, they're always stuck to you. It's 10, 5, and 5.
Rip Pretty.
Dang stone ticks.
Dang stone ticks.
Always in the high pebbles.
All right, you guys make it. Are you able to move the chat a little bit?
Yeah.
So you make it like just like a hair and a half below the grid line. It's like a little more than that.
Oh, it's snapping to the grid, so I don't know how this is gonna react. No.
Okay, let's leave it at the grid then. Or actually, that middle snap is perfect.
Oh, if I could get it there.
Are we doing it? Are we getting the middle snap? Yeah, we got it. Middle snap. Yep, now it's lunchtime and the bulk of the storm hits. It's hammering hard.
Hey, Nicole. She's watching. And she was mad at me for... She says it's Quirrell, not Quill.
Thank you.
No!
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you.
I'm glad that your family is personally sassing you for your errors.
I'll get the book and beat you with it. Literally, it's right over there.
I would... You flip to the page where it says it's pronounced Quirrell.
I see you, Salah Joel. I see you.
She says not family, only friend.
All right, no, I'm thinking of Elaine's your sister.
Elaine's my
Elaine.
sister. She doesn't watch stream.
No.
No. She's all
I was
funny.
gonna say you should yell at her, but like, let's be real, my family isn't watching right now. Like, my sister has better shit to do. My other sister, I'm pretty sure, doesn't know this is happening.
You have two sisters?
Yeah, one of them's older and just lives like not in the same
Like
province.
older than you?
Mhm.
Wild. I always
I
thought you
know.
were the oldest.
It's some deep will lore.
Deep Illinois.
Yeah, and both of my parents go to bed like before this stream
Very
starts,
start of
so
the chapter. It was Quirrell.
It was Quill, gasped Harry.
Oh, no.
I'm not checking my phone right now.
So what are you guys doing? It's lunch and it's just coming down.
I say we stop for a little while. Hang out, sit in the tent, have some lunch,
Whack.
sleep it.
Are we already soaked? Are we already soaked?
Like, you're already damp, but you could avoid soaked if you tried.
Okay, can I set up my tent as sort of a tarp outside the wagon, and kind of hitch it to the wagon, and maybe a tree, and kind of set up like a little sheltered area rather than like a tent?
Yeah, you can set up, like, enough of, like, it's just angled enough that you can actually, like, make it match the wind angle, and you have a place to sit down away from the bulk of that rain.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna set up the tent and like just sit in it, have some lunch.
All right, odds or evens?
Evens.
You know,
All right. It looks like after lunch, like it's still definitely raining, but you could travel in that.
I'm setting up, when I set up my tent, I'm going to be doing a little bit of practice because I haven't practiced today.
Okay, and over lunch, I'm starting to work on a second knife, boys.
Ooh, man.
Wait,
Knife number 2.
Do I recover health from training when I'm tired?
Nope. Then it has to be food, healing, or event cards,
Yeah.
or food, sleep, or event cards.
I did my routine, but I'm not better off for it.
All right.
First afternoon.
Two of spades.
So yeah, you're just walking, and I'm gonna say, do you want to just take this as a 4 instead of having them deal with 1? It makes more sense rationale-wise.
Yeah.
All right, you're going along, and you feel sort of like a tingle on the back of your neck. You move like almost like it's a bug, and you, ow, that's a rock. Fuck, that's a rock. There's a little bit of blood as you take out like one of the just rock ticks that actually you think it might have taken a scale with it. They're not big scales, but still like, ugh.
Yeet.
Get rid of that.
Sheesh.
The rain doesn't allow you to move as quickly as you necessarily did before. So you only move about 4 clicks. You're about halfway there.
Cool.
Get out the snap tube. There we go.
Which means it's now the late afternoon. Who's taking watch?
I'll take it. Damn it.
9 of clubs. At this point, actually, from where you are, you turn towards the last bit of road, and you get past another little hill, and you can see off in the distant horizon. You can't actually see any details, but things start to flatten out. However, this is like a wind channel, and you're just getting fucking buffeted the whole way up.
Ooh.
You take 9, you guys take another 5.
I'm not having a good day.
No, man.
You guys make it to the village, and you're able to make it a little bit past if you so choose, but it's dinner time when you hit the village, just shy of it.
We've had a bad day. I say we just bunker down.
Yeah, let's stay at the village.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yep. This one does seem to have an inn, a wagoner's as well.
Cool.
Let's go to the inn.
Looks like for a 1-horse wagon, and I'm not including your companions, it would be 4 silver ahead for, or 4 copper ahead for you guys if you just want a bed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll pay that.
That being said, it's warm and cozy. Is everybody sleeping? Like, are you tired and sleeping?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna eat. So I have my 20 stamina and spring onions.
Yeah?
I'm gonna eat those.
Chomp. Fucking chomp.
Chomp.
Home.
They're still less than a
Yeah.
week old, so they still got that crunch.
Man, yummy, delicious, love it.
I'm gonna.
And then I go to bed immediately.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed basically immediately. I'm freaking tired.
I'm gonna stay up and do a bit of a chiseling and enchanting on another knife.
All right.
Now, what I've been doing is I have been taking away my materials cost from the 1 gold I spent on enchanting tools.
You would want enchanting materials.
Okay.
So I'll just say that you had them, and
Yeah.
now you need to wait until you're at another village, and you're out for now.
Okay. Sounds good. Then, yeah, I won't do that crafting then. Cause,
Okay. You still have smithing materials.
Yeah, I have some of the materials, but like...
You want to
everyone's-
enchant.
well, everyone's sleeping. I don't want to be like, bang, bang, whack.
All right. So are you still tired when you go to bed?
Yeah, I'm going to bed
I
immediately.
like that we're both
Okay.
dedicated to our craft, and we both make fun of each other for it.
You regain
for the
12.
exact same reasons.
Well, I'm making fun of you because you look ridiculous.
But we're both-
13?
I think you
13.
look funny.
But we're both just like, well, would you do it at night? No, why would I do that at night? That's going to
6.
disturb everyone else. I recover 6.
Yeah.
See, I'm practicing a long family tradition of knife crafting, and you're just out there whacking stones with a chain. Like, you're not equivalent.
Yeah, but I'm
To be fair,
awesome.
otherwise his like family tradition is fucking adopting kids.
That's true.
Any orphanages around. Feel like I could use a Robin to my Batman.
Odds or evens?
Evens.
Looks like it's not fully gone, but by the time like morning comes, it's at like faint, occasional, like sporadic pattering kind of overcast, where there's definitely still the last vestige of a rain cloud.
I'm gonna load up on food while we're here.
All right,
Yep.
go.
This is a proper village, and it's along the main road. And like the spring thaw has already hit the main road for a couple months now, so they've got a decent stock of food available for you to pick from.
I'm just gonna try samplings of everything up to another, I'll say 7 days worth.
Yep. So 7 days worth of ingredients would be 3 silver, 5 copper of ingredients.
Okay. I have to do some math because I don't actually have enough. I don't have enough silver, so I'm gonna dip into my gold supply.
I mean, what I find way easier is just to have, like, just measure everything in silvers.
I mean, it's all
how much-
metric.
How much
It's all
copper?
metric, yeah.
How much copper?
3
silver.
5 copper.
5 copper.
It's 5 copper per ration, right?
Yep. And it feeds you for a day.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Right, in that
I'm good
case,
for another week.
Yep. You have to wait a little bit, so it's about mid-morning after the market opens before you guys are able to get back onto the road. Who is taking the 4?
Me.
That better not be a good one.
9 of diamonds.
Are you sniping that? With rounding, actually, it slightly increases to a 19. At this point, it's not a spring onion patch, but along the side of the road as you're traveling, you notice that there's what look like some fresh, like juniper berries on a particularly nice bush.
I share them.
Aw.
Out of the goodness of my heart.
Well, to be fair, these are juniper berries. You can't just pop them in your mouth.
Yeah.
How much do I regain from the food?
Uh,
The 7 days worth of food.
Just cramming down your
Um,
snake gullet.
is it just like fresh from the market food?
It would have been, yeah.
Okay, so then all of that comes with a decent. You get like a huge chunk because you're eating your like one meal per like 12 days.
There's a reason why I ate in the morning instead of like at sleep, so I could game this as much as possible.
Oh, man.
So if I ate at night and then went to sleep, I wouldn't get the rested stuff. I gamed this shit.
So yeah, that's
It makes sense too, because you gotta get stuff fresh.
58.
Oh, my God.
So I am feeling fucking good right now.
Feeling good. Just like you knew you would.
So yeah, you guys are sitting outside the
So
market
that-
before heading off into the distance, and while you guys have seen this before, like, there's a few onlookers who just kind of watch because you basically, like, anime character this shit. Like, you have, like, 2 bowls of soup, like, an entire loaf of bread, like, half a wheel of fucking cheese, like, an entire basket of apples, like, you're just shoveling.
And that brings me to full ready.
He's fucking pumped.
I am as fit as I could ever feel.
That being said, that's the full 7 days, so I don't know if that does anything for your stats temporarily.
The full 7 days, I'm basically, like, isn't it -1 movement speed per day extra? But I thought that was, like, per day extra of, like, stuff, or is it just time for me to digest?
I'm gonna look that up because we have a convenient wiki.
Yes, we have a very convenient wiki that I should probably post in chat.
Hey, plug.
Plug, plug, plug.
Plug, 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 plug.
Plug, plug, plug. This is a fully fleshed out system that other people can play, and there's the rules.
Okay, so you ate 7 days?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so you're gonna need another 6 hours of extra sleep to digest your food. Until you've gotten that extra 6, which you can put off, you have a -3/-3.
yeah, I'm gonna put that off until
Yeah,
sleep.
you're feeling a little bloated,
Yeah.
but you're feeling good.
Feeling
Feeling good.
good.
Feeling good.
All right, who's taking the 4 once you guys are back on the road in the mid-afternoon?
I'll take it.
Outward, but he never takes the 4.
That's because you guys have to ask.
Yeah.
Because he's an NPC.
Yeah.
Next tonight, he's going to take.
Do you really? I think. Listen, I love the guy, but do you really trust Elborn?
I trust him.
Yes.
Like, I just.
He is a good friend of the family, we'll have you know. He buys bread every day.
I'm looking over at him. Is he still kind of groggy, or is he alert?
Actually, ever since like a decent bit ago, he's been looking a decent bit better.
Huh.
If anything, like compared to living in the village, flat out his mood has changed.
Okay, I rescind it. I take it back.
That being said, Hey Chelsea, could you handle a half solo stream while I take Ken, then Gabe briefly off into the distance?
Yes,
I
I
fucking
can.
knew it. Oh, okay.
Let's grab some Ken.
Man.
I feel like what you really should do is kick us out so that stream knows what's going on.
Oh no, it's better if stream doesn't.
Okay.
You don't want stream to know what's going on.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, stream.
Is there a better name for that?
You noticeably know it.
To be fair, I don't know what's going on either.
Game time.
It's me!
It's Gabe.
The best thing about this is I was planning roleplay that is no longer valid. It was gonna be a great character moment, and now it is just out the door because I can't do it anymore.
Oh no. What's the chat saying?
Not much. That's usually pretty quiet.
Man, chat, you guys are boring.
Keep walking off during our normal travels, like, jeez. Nah, it's good. It's good. We're gonna get there soon, I think.
That was actually a pretty good roll. Too bad it wasn't for anything.
I love what Will's doing. Because now I have to. This is going to be a difficult thing. Because one, I can't spoil what's going on to chat.
You can't spoil it to me either.
Can't spoil it to you either.
Yeah.
But I really want to just metagame the shit out of this, but I can't.
Don't.
Yeah. Because now, like, I was planning on, like, doing an RP reveal of what was going on, and it was going to be a cool character moment, but now that's out the door. So, yeah.
Sometimes that's just how it be.
Sometimes that's just how it be.
All right, here we are, back on the road.
Back on the road.
Back in the saddle again.
We drew that, but didn't resolve the card. It was a 6.
Yes.
You find, as it happens, it's something that can just be ground down into like a scented thing. So if you just like hold it and burn it with some fire elementalism, it'll be nice for the party, which will get them the stamina. But you can use it for enchanting purposes.
Oh, I'm keeping that for enchanting purposes.
Yeah, there's a little bit of like bark that's fallen off a bit of a tree as it's been chewed down, but it's usable. So if you're keeping it, you're able to get a total of 12 copper of enchanting materials.
Are we still on this this board, or?
Yep, I still need to roll that distance. So coming from the village, you're halfway to the edge.
Halfway there.
A little bit further, actually.
Ow!
Actually, how far are we?
We're getting there.
As it stands, you know that
Yeah,
there's
where?
a village, or not a village, like a proper town just off in the distance. Likewise, you're pulling away and the winds are getting more pleasant.
Cool. Let's go. Alright, it's nighttime now, right?
No, it's lunch now.
It's
But you
lunch.
guys were delayed leaving town.
Delayed leaving town.
Ain't that just the
I'm
way?
gonna keep up my routine.
The Cree who's walking with you guys, you notice that he's using his cane less and less. He seems to be recovering decently well.
Man, go him.
Yeah. Hey, Cree, looking better. Better and better.
Yes, why don't we just take a late lunch? We're making decent progress.
Let's do it.
Might even be able to get to that town.
Well, all right.
Whack!
Whack. Oh.
Whack! I can't even recover anything, but I'm gonna roll for it anyway.
All right, who's...
Not the best.
Well,
one.
this would be like
I'm
another
still
travel
slow.
block then.
Yeah.
So, anybody? Who taking the 4?
Does he do that when he's at home?
You saw me, yes. 7 of hearts.
7 of hearts. So,
You saw me at home. I did.
Whacking?
I kept hitting the freaking post trying to wrap around it. And now I'm trying to do more like delicate stuff with it. And also there's no post.
so you notice a fresh-looking burlap sack with some still wet-looking mud on the side of the road. You haven't encountered any travelers for like a solid half hour. But it is there off the edge of the road, a little burlap sack.
I'm gonna go over and grab it.
Huh, what do you know? There's a solid, like, 15 coppers worth of apples in there. Or 15 stamina.
I'll still, because I'm already feeling sluggish, so I'll just put them in there.
You look at it and then look down like...
Yeah.
That being said, now it's mid-afternoon, but for you it's lunch. You walk through lunch. You guys encounter a lot of, like, other adventurers and travelers sitting for lunch while you were traveling beforehand, and then while you were sitting, they started all getting going.
I guess I'm gonna go look for some of those spring onions.
Yeah, you wander off the path. Let's roll some science.
Science. 5.
You find 5 coppers worth, which
Cool.
is to say you don't find any but one really obvious, really big one.
Man, I kind of look at it kind of proudly and admire it for a bit, and man, chomp right into it. Just onion juice running down my beard.
Damn if that isn't 5 healing.
Love that onion.
It's so earthy. Actually, once you take a bite out of it, you notice that this almost has more of like a peaty taste. Looking at it, it's only slightly different, but this is already like a slightly different ecological variety of spring onion.
Well, he's like off the path a little bit. I'm gonna take out one of my apples and just kind of be like, invest it. Apple?
Yes. And I munch that apple happily.
Elbjorn? Apple?
2?
Elbjorn?
Yeah.
Apple? Just Cree? Do you eat?
Oh, my teeth aren't strong enough yet, but thank you.
I could chew it up for you and spit it in your mouth.
That's disgusting. No, you will not.
He sort of just chuckles and he goes, maybe if you were my type.
Fucking wow.
Leland looks into the camera like he's on The Office.
That's disturbing.
Horrifying. No.
It's a
Can't,
bird.
I kind of shake my head like I cannot believe
You
I'm
are
traveling
not a
with these
bird.
two.
All right. It's the late afternoon. Your first chunk of traveling in the afternoon.
It's Alborn!
I'll take the next one if you want. King of Hearts.
He would have been mad at you.
I would have been so mad.
So you look off the side of the path, and this time you didn't hear about these prior, but there's 2 now. There's 2, like, big burlap sacks. Now they've got some recently dried mud on them, just sort of, like, fallen off the edge of the road.
Yeah, I'm kind of munching them as I walk.
Yeah, you find 20 coppers worth of apples.
Whew.
It's a lot of
I feel like that's more apples than one man can eat in a day, but I'm kind of munching them as I go, you know, like a trail mix, but it's just apples. And also, Leland eats the whole apple. You know, he's not spitting out no core.
You get clean to the other side, onto the other.
Onto the other transition. Boom.
Yeah!
Ew.
And yeah, pretty much right there.
Cool.
It's now dinner time when you guys see off in the distance, there's the town.
There it is.
Man. Whew.
We could easily get there before nightfall. I
Yeah,
think.
absolutely. I don't want to stay in these woods.
Yeah, let's keep going.
We're basically carrying a walking wolf magnet. No offense, Cree.
No, none taken. Wait, what? Oh! Yes, I'm made of meat.
I mean, well, I guess none of us are made of wood.
You're so right.
Elbjorn takes this one, as agreed.
Just mental processing on that.
What?
It's a factual statement.
It's
I'm just
true.
wondering how you got there.
I was making. It was a joke. Why don't you get that it's a joke, man?
So there's...
It's that atypical personality. It's just not.
It's not shining through.
You know what? Roll a d6. Let's see this.
There's
roll
actually-
roll your atypical.
Okay. Odd.
We both got +5 on that.
Yeah, you agree. You guys communicate well.
It's like, yep, you are in fact not made of wood.
Man.
But I bet you wish you were made of knives.
Well, that'd be kind of.
As you guys are chuckling, you guys hear a loud crack. Off in the distance, there's a smaller bear, like a black bear that charges out of the woods at Elbjorn ahead. You hear that crack right as he meets it with his shield, and as it's sort of reeling back, he just gives it a few more batters and then a solid lunge through the gut, and it goes down.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, I'd roll it. Didn't know you had it in you.
He sort of like wipes off, and he goes, "What the fuck else am I gonna do with like 8 hours to kill in a day?"
could always make a knife.
Yeah.
You know, that's a fair point.
Hey, I get it. Point.
Ah.
Made of wood.
Okay.
All right, you guys hit the town easily before nightfall.
Cool.
Cool.
All right, let's find an inn. I want to go sleep in a nice bed.
Okay, and I'm rolling brawn training from carrying the wagon. I'm at above 100.
It looks like this one has a Wagoners too, as well as a more upscale inn.
Let's go to the Wagoners.
Yeah. Mingle with the common folk.
Yeah.
That's a little...
Wagoners,
joke.
like, they walk up to you, they look at you, and they go, Silver 5 copper?
Silver 5 copper.
Cool. Let us know if you want a bath or a bed or something.
Was that per head or just all total?
All total.
I'll pay it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who here is tired currently?
I'm ready.
No, I'm fucking...
You're toasty. You're just frosty as hell.
I am
Man.
so ready to go, but I need to sleep. So I immediately slither up to get as much extra sleep as I can.
Yeah.
Gotta digest that shit.
How's Leland?
Leland's feeling pretty good. He's been snacking on apples the whole way here, and
All right.
man, feeling good.
So, are you tired or ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm also ready.
Yeah, so you guys have a comfortable night's sleep. You wake up ready to go. You don't. Yeah, it's like early dawn, and he's not sleeping. He hasn't woken up yet.
Do you want to
I
go
go
in and get him?
I go wake him up.
Okay.
Yeah, you still managed to get like another 2 of those 6 taken care of.
Alright.
You can probably, if you negotiate with these guys, you could probably get another 2 out. Maybe even take a nap during lunch.
Nah, Vess is telling me gotta go, gotta get up.
Under my breath before you come downstairs, I'm like, this is what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
We're all ready to go, and he's upstairs sleeping.
He's tired. Have you never been tired?
How many wolves have you fought?
I think more, actually. All right, you guys hit the road and kick it off. But before we do that, odds or evens? Weather's changed overnight.
Odds.
And not exactly for the better. As you guys made your way into the village, the wind was blowing another way, and it was nice and pleasant. But now the wind has pretty much pulled to 180, and it's taking a decent bit of rain with it. You can still travel through this, though.
Okay, yeah, we'll travel.
All right. Now,
10 clubs.
10 of clubs. So you guys are traveling through the rain. Still workable. You make it 8 squares, so like about halfway between where the road clips the next red line. Yeah, right there. You see the village off in the distance, and like the wind and rain is just one thing, but suddenly the road itself starts to sort of slip, and it triggers off into a mudslide.
Oh no.
Ooh.
In an attempt to stable yourselves and take care of the wagon, you take 10, you guys take 5 each.
No, my max readiness. Curses! I am no longer as ready as can be.
Whew. Man. I think they build better roads around here, hey?
Yeah, we're pretty close to the capital. Like, we're pretty close to Hammerhold.
Where did all those taxes you collect go to, anyway?
Actually, you've
Lord's
passed a couple
coffers.
towns. This is like 100%
Yeah.
not the tax district anymore.
As a tax collector, I could say the Lord's coffers.
Man.
All right, who's taken over for the later morning?
2 spades.
2. It happens a few times, but this time it's just little rocks giving away. This one, it would be 4 for you to tank, or 2 1-on-1.
Yeah, I'll tank.
Yeah, the wagon itself starts to slip, and you just sort of stabilize it behind Leland a little bit.
Steer straight.
I'm doing my best. This damn wheel is out of alignment or something.
You've got the shopping cart wheel.
Yeah.
You guys hit the village exactly at noon. Right around lunchtime.
I say we just keep going.
Yeah, plow on through.
Yeah.
Through lunch?
You guys aren't taking a lunch break?
I mean, I'm stopping to eat some hardtack.
Yeah, we'll stop and eat like real quick, but then
I'll do my routine while they eat.
All right.
I could get to max readiness.
Let's see. Let's do it.
Fuck.
Maybe not.
8. I'm so close.
You're 1 point short.
Yeah, I guess I'll...
You're feeling ready.
I'm feeling
But there's just like something,
so ready.
something nagging you.
Over lunch, I am training in metallurgy by talking Creed's ear off.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll take the next. Cool.
Yeah, that's a... Yeah, that's 11.
So 6 of clubs.
6 of clubs.
All right, you guys are traveling through through lunch, and at this point, the rain is continuing on and forming into these solid and decent little creeks heading off down into the forest that you guys can't see, but you know based on your maps isn't too far off. Mm-hmm. That being said, the torrents seem to be flowing wrong. As you're leaning in, you realize that there's a few angry water elementals that start lashing out at you. It would be 6 and then 3 and 3 to fight them off.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. Since I'm really good elemental, can I just know how to counter them and?
Do you know how to counter them?
I...
You would probably, if you have the meta knowledge out of game, then you know in game. For this.
Trouble is, do I remember the meta knowledge?
It's gotta be. Leland's going with fire.
Yeah, it's fire.
Yeah.
With the fire, you actually annihilate them, which makes it so it's 3, 2, and 2 instead.
Cool.
They kind of crack my knuckles that's the old what's it? Arcana trick. You can use the magic, but do you know when and how?
Yep. As your flames lick them throughout that brief little exchange,
poison.
it hits them and there's a loud fizzling accompanying with it a bright white light upon impact.
Cool.
I only mentioned it because I have 3 points in elemental and I figured I would know.
Yeah.
You guys get to partway up where the road meets the grid line.
Okay.
At this point, you can actually see off in the distance, way where the road doesn't go, probably where that other village is, a little pillar, and definitely the one ahead. Likewise, you're not sure, because you can see a big clump that doesn't look mountainy, but you think you can see Hammerhold.
Almost there, guys.
Almost there.
Another day or 2 of traveling.
Say we hit the road then.
Yeah.
Hit it
I
hard.
bet you if we push, we can make it there before nightfall.
Yep. It is currently the early afternoon.
You are optimistic, good
Let's
sir.
get to the village and then continue on.
Okay.
And go sleep in the village for the night.
3 spades.
Looks like
I've
that
taken
trickle
3
is continuing
shifts
on. That being said, it's
'Cause
more...
I feel like it. I'm ready.
It's more water elementals, so you're able to reduce that even further. You guys don't take any damage. You literally take 2. Actually, no, 2, 1, 1.
2 on 1.
See, Sal, this isn't much easier using fire.
On water elementals, sure.
I'm just saying, you didn't know about it.
At this point, though, you guys have been traveling. You've got the adventuring spirit in you. Some of you have been healing. Some of you have been joking.
I think poison would be more effective.
And you guys are making solid headway. You're tucked into that little. You're tucked into that little corner of the next grid line up.
It's a little corner. Come on, stupid snap.
Let's just call it the snap there. The one above.
I have to get rid of the snap deal.
You guys are right
Don't worry,
at
the Avengers will undo this.
You guys are right at the cusp of the village. You can see that you're about to hit it in a half hour, probably. And now you can definitely see that what you thought was a glob is Hammerhold. You can't see details, but you can see that it's just levels upon levels upon levels.
Okay, yeah. Let's continue on to the village, sleep in the village for the night, and then get there in the morning.
I think we can make it if we push.
I don't see why we would.
Odds or evens? This will affect your decision because this happens before you start traveling. Or keep traveling.
Odds.
Looks like the rain is abating back into overcast skies.
See? Weather's clearing up. I'm
What shift
feeling
are we
ready.
on? Afternoon. Like how long until like nighttime? Kind of thing?
This would be your late afternoon, and then dinner, night, then the watches start.
Yeah, I'm saying that we hit it in the morning.
I think we can make it.
Like, we could, but then we're gonna get there at night. And why don't we get there in the morning and then, like, have the day in Hammerhold rather than have to...
We could explore around Hammerhold.
Yeah.
And then just kind of nudge you in the side, being like, we need to explore Hammerhold with
Kree. Kree is, like, initially on the side of Hammerhold, but he's really flexible, like, for getting there at night. Albjorn is heavy at night, but the moment that you say, like, getting there during the day and exploring, he's like, yeah, morning.
Fine. If we got
Okay,
there, if
yeah,
we got
let's
there
get to
at
the
midnight, we got
village.
all day to explore Hammerhold, but-
Okay,
We would also have to find an inn immediately.
you're properly in the village by the time it's like dinner time.
Okay.
Easily before dinner time. You even have a little bit of time you could kill, not for crafting, but for, like, you know, petty errands or anything like that.
I think I'm good. Wait till we get to Hammerhold.
Yeah, are you guys buying anything, selling anything, staying in an inn? They've got another wagoners here.
I'm probably gonna try and pitch the 13 copper of apples that I have now because I gave 2 away.
Like, sell them or
Yeah, just sell them at market.
All right, roll barter.
Oh, this is a social roll. Yes. Oh, okay. So that's 6. That is 11.
I have 8 copper of spring onions left. Could I try to sell those too?
Yep. So you managed to make 1 silver, 5 copper off of selling them. Do you want to roll barter as well? And it's on 8, you said?
Yes, 8. I got 8 as a roll.
All right. Yeah, you managed to get up to 9 coppers back with some negotiating.
Cool.
I just paid for our stay at an inn.
Nice.
Yep, this
With
one...
my smooth talking.
Now that you guys are closer to the capital, though, they give you a once over and they say 2 silver instead.
Fuck.
Well, total or per head?
Total.
Okay, yeah, I'll put up some money to that.
I'll just pay it.
Okay.
All right. So Walled City, they've got a decent guard up, so nothing happens until daybreak when the weather shifts once more. Odds or evens?
Even. It's gonna be even. It's gonna be great.
Oh, it's back. It's back hard.
No!
The rain is really coming down.
See, I wanted to go when the weather was nice, but no, we all had decided to sleep.
You know what? Why don't we just spend the day in the village?
No!
Yeah, let's spend the day in the village. I think that's good, you know. Just explore the village now that we've got the daytime to work with.
Let's wait until the afternoon to see if the
Ooh,
rain
I could get
lets
some
up.
extra sleep.
Well, if we're
Yep.
okay. Well, if we're gonna stay, I'm fixing the damn wagon wheel.
Yeah,
Can I roll craft to fix the goddamn squeaky wagon wheel?
you can follow me into the other room.
Man.
I'm just being as much of a dick as I can without being actually a dick. Without outwardly admitting to being a dick.
Man, you guys have just been, like, going back and forth this whole time.
I love that we did this without even thinking about it. Just created reasons to be petty with one another.
Yeah.
And for nothing.
For no reason.
We have absolutely no reason to be petty with one another, but we just keep doing it. It's great.
Yeah.
What are Vesta's opinions of the pettiness if she notices?
She doesn't notice. She thinks you guys are, like, having the best time in
We're
the
just
world.
the bestest of friends.
Bestest of friends, you know, joking with each other. She doesn't see it at all, like even a little bit toxic. She's like,
Nice.
man, look at them. So much love between
So much love between us. We just so great.
Yeah.
All right, odds or evens?
Odds. I took that one from you.
All right. You guys actually, like, it's only mid-morning when the weather starts to clear enough. It's back down to that overcast pattern to start walking.
Okay, let's get going.
You gotta wake me up.
I wake you up.
Okay, I'm up.
You feel good. Your movement penalty's gone. You think it's
Yeah.
properly, like, working in your stomach now?
Properly moved through my system. All right.
Yeah. You also know that you're going to have to disappear sometime today into the woods.
Oh, you gotta take a dump.
Remember the sausage is gonna be like the opposite of that. It's gonna move forward.
God.
Oh, God.
Snakes, man, they're weird.
Man, I hate that.
7 of spades.
Well, imagine this. You don't even have to take off your boots. I have to.
Yeah.
So the road moves near a tree where there's an aggressive bird keeping an eye on her nest. You guys try to be nice, but like there's a point where the road just gets too close, and she swoops down and starts trying to drive you guys off.
What?
Whether you're fighting back or just like fending her off, it's 7, 4, and 4.
Okay.
All that work on the stone. It's paying off. I could crack that skull. How much was it?
For you'd be 4.
4. You have Quirrell.
Listen, Quill. And listen, when I see a pencil, I just got it. You know, it's like a reflex. See how fast that was?
I need to take this pencil.
It doesn't have a thing on it. See, look at what she's told me to grab. It doesn't have a point.
Do you have a point? I don't think you have.
Oh, got him.
Dick has a point.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A point, you say?
It's serrated.
For her pleasure.
Serrated for her pleasure.
Keeps it sharper longer.
That's where my mind went.
Oh my god. Okay, let's get going.
You know.
Let's get to Hammerhold.
I have to just do this real quick.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Serrated for her pleasure.
So it's midway through lunch when you guys are getting there. Mid-morning breaks and you guys get into the line of caravans making their way through the gates into Hammerhold. You guys get a chance to see it from the outside for a few minutes, and here you can tell that even though it's overcast and there was rain, things are probably nice and dry inside. There's great Gothic arches that allow a decent bit of wind and rain through, but otherwise this is a walled city, and where the walls would no longer be needed, it starts getting on into like canal-like arches. Here, you notice that everything is almost like hexagonally built into the wall, like tiers of hexagons and towers of hexagons. Everything intensely geometric. You notice, actually, that... does somebody want to make a politics roll?
Sure. 9.
9. Everything that isn't symmetric looks newly built. The old structure might have been fully symmetric.
Interesting.
By the time you guys get inside, you see that clearly a lot of the old structure is like the pillar of the construction. A lot of the columns are proper brass steel with sturdy struts, shining and gleaming. You actually see that there's a couple of local workers who are like polishing them, the ones along the main thoroughfare. They're embedded with lights, actually, that help illuminate where things get darker. Pale blue crystals that sort of just haze out a decent bit of light into the area. Here, the town is bustling, and you guys pass tavern after tavern, little, like, roadside, like, street food shacks. This place is bustling. Along the city, there's, like, a big spiral... There's a number of staircases that go up that are reasonably open, but there's a big encircling spiral series of ramps, like a corkscrew, to help get, like, wagons and stuff towards the top. If you were going to the bank, it would be towards the top. That being said, it's here where Kree informs you that he would like if you guys could drop him off at the hospital.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that makes sense.
I'm worried about that. Oh, out of
The
game, I'm
man's
worried.
sick. The man's sick.
Last time he was near injured men, they all died.
Well,
Same with the doctor.
okay, those men had hypothermia and shock and were pretty much on death's door already.
The doctor didn't.
Okay, the doctor had a lot on his plate. He was stressed.
Can I ask him why he wants to go to the hospital?
Well, I've got to get the dressings done, and I had a chance to send a message to an old friend in the last village.
Okay. I'm just worried that maybe, like, you're cursed. Well, clearly you're cursed. And so, like...
What do you mean I'm cursed?
You said yourself it was a curse. Like,
Right.
I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I did
but-
say it was a curse.
Do you have a change of heart now that you have limbs and such?
I mean, you don't get to have a change of heart over a curse, but I have limbs now.
But yeah, like, I think the curse might have spread to the doctor and, like, to the other people, like, around you.
Well,
Oh no, I wouldn't have taken if they weren't willing. And you have to know when you're taking.
Well, Vesta's doing this conversation. I'm gonna take an aside to Elbjorn and just ask him how he's feeling.
Fine. Better than ever.
All right. In this case, I'm gonna turn back and just be like, okay, but Elbjorn's gonna escort you there, just to make sure everything's
I would
all good.
rather if you all did. I mean, the old friend that I mentioned has access to my accounts. You should be paid for your labor.
Okay.
How
Okay.
many days work was that? How many days travel, rather?
I did not keep track.
Okay, let me see. So
Neither did I.
I had 8 rations to start, and I went through 7. Week. That was a week.
Right then, and it's always till morning, and it's daytime now. So that means +1, so... 8 times... he adds a number. I'm going to give you guys the number after Albjorn's been paid, so that it's just you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so... You see him sort of, like, doing, like, little finger things in the air to try to figure things out. Right then. Should be 1 gold, 4 silver, 4 copper. We'll say 1 gold, 5 silver market rate.
Okay.
Divided by 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 5 silver.
5 silver each?
Yep.
I'm not gonna escort them to the hospital. I'm just gonna tell Vesta to pick up my share, and I'm gonna try and just sneak off from the group.
Yeah.
I find it suspicious, but I don't say anything.
I find it suspicious. I say, hey!
Do you notice?
What do I roll to notice if he's leaving?
Let's first check. Roll a grace.
Perfect.
Sure hope I roll metallurgy.
Oh yes.
Oh my god.
That's a 21.
All right, you've been traveling in a group of explicitly 5 for a week now, so you definitely notice he's gone, but, like, not at a remotely usable time.
You know who I am, says, hey Gabe.
Nicole.
And Chelsea.
Oh, hi, Nicole.
It would have to be Nicole. Unless it's... Could it be...
And Smiley.
It's a mystery, truly.
Yeah,
It's
truly a
mystery chatter. Xandril also didn't realize you were scaly.
Yeah,
Full bore, eh?
full bore.
You like it leathery and smooth?
Oh yeah. Well, no, not smooth. Scaly.
Scaly specifically.
Smooth in
Yeah.
one direction.
Yes.
Just the
Rough on the
pulsating of
other.
a snake muscle.
rough on the backstroke.
But yeah, I'm gonna take the note and I'm gonna try and figure out where I need to go for investigating this.
All right, you're looking through the note and looking at the shreds that you have left. You don't really get much information. Roll politics.
6.
6. Hammerhold has a world-famous bank. Maybe it's a vault there. This is also a capital, so there has to be a mage's college or something around here.
I'm gonna try the Mages College because I am like the bank is the is the bank, so maybe it could be a vault, and we're just going to kick him in the vault and seal it. Or to whatever we think to prevent rise of evil person, I'm going to say go to the Mage's Tower and try and investigate anyone named Kree or this entire thing. This entire issue.
All right. You make your way up. I'm gonna say that you guys like go to the middle of town to try and find Salus once he disappears, and you guys get paid because it's efficient enough to just get paid and go.
I'm not looking for Salus. I'm going to go craft.
Okay.
He snuck off. It's his problem.
Yeah, I'll go to like the middle of town and just hang out or whatever.
Okay. So then, this time we're gonna do the separating thing, but where chat can see. Do you guys want to disappear off into the distance for a little bit?
Sure. Like physically?
Yep.
Okay.
Just enjoy.
Oh, you too, Gabe. Get out of here. So you make your way up towards the Mages College and walk through the door. It's a university, so like they have a front desk, and the lobby has a number of people, and there's very clearly like a line you can wait in.
Okay.
It's moving quickly enough, so you wait like 2 people, and then there you are.
I'm just gonna be like, do you have any information on individuals being cursed and stealing the vitality of those around them?
What do you mean? Like...
a specific curse where they cannot die, but instead steal the vitality of those around them.
Would you know the sphere of magic? Otherwise, I'm not ringing any bells at all. That doesn't sound like any magic we have available to us.
I wouldn't recognize it as elemental, so I would
So-
say it's not elemental, that's for sure.
Is it something that is stealing someone's life, or is it a power someone has? Stealing life is very common, if it's just happening to someone.
It appears to be a power. The person is not knowingly aware, and we haven't seen signs of magic.
No, that's totally new to me. Do you have a name for this person that we could contact them with, or are they traveling with you?
They're traveling with me. His name is Kree.
Right, Kree... What's the last name?
I don't actually know.
Roll a mental check. He told you it at one point.
I'm assuming it was mental something else. I just rolled 1d6 because all of my
1d6 works.
Yeah. That would be a 3.
A 3. You think it was your own name, but, like, weird? Like, Celots?
Yeah. I'm just gonna, it's something, Celots, I can't remember.
This person goes, Chrysalis? Chrysalis? You got told a fake name, buddy. Let's switch him out. Want to go grab him?
Yep. And I will take the chat with me because I have the chat. Alright guys, you're back in. I'm tagged out.
And so things complicate.
Oh god.
You have chat.
Also, Chelsea,
Yes.
Nicole's gonna message you on Facebook. I don't know if she wants something linked to her.
Okay. Okay, hello.
Okay. You guys are... So you've headed off after you're getting paid or before?
After we've gotten paid.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are all together when you make your way towards the hospital. These are getting checked in, and you see that there's a dwarfborn, a guard, who seems to recognize him. He opens his arms wide, and he's like, Kree, how are you? He walks up, and he gives him, like, an obviously careful, not hurting him sort of hug. The guy seems reasonably heavily armed, like an experienced merc. Right, glad to see you guys got the boy back in one piece. Right, you see him go, and he's clearly got, like, a chest. Odds or evens? Pick one each, roll a die to pick who it's going to be.
Even.
I
Just
chose,
one die.
I chose even. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with yours because you rolled first.
So then make you odd? Because you said even?
I said even and I rolled an odd.
Okay. So you notice that there's definitely coin in there, but there's, like, platinum bars in this chest. The chest is also reinforced with, like, brass steel plating on the inside. You just see a glimpse before it closes, and you're past your pay. Sure enough, 1 gold, 5 silver.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sort of just waves you off and goes, well, I suppose we'll be parting ways, as I've got to stay here for a time to get the last bit of my injuries across, but my friend here should be able to take over the charge for now.
I like casually be like, so wait, how do you know each other?
Oh, we're old acquaintances. We've been working together for years. Yeah, at least a solid, like, what's it gotta be, 45 now? The Dwarfborn does look kind of old.
Do I recognize him from the dream?
Not at all.
And you guys are mercenaries?
What? Oh, I mean, I am. We got a personal contract, something more like friendship, but
Okay.
I've done work as mercenaries. My friend here just happens to be a businessman of note.
Okay.
Right, I am sort of tired. All of those pressure changes with the rain have not been kind to my joints and bones. Well, I should wish you all a good evening.
Alright.
Alright, well, give it
All right, come back in, Ken.
I'm allowed back?
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Back.
You guys get back together and meet up in the middle of town. Presumably you don't know where to find someone, so you just go middle of town. Sure enough, it takes a bit, but you guys bump into each other.
Cool.
Hello. You find anything interesting? Any cute pythonas? Nudge, nudge.
I just kind of like contemplate it for a second and just go, no.
No.
Damn. Well, I want to go find somewhere to put this damn wagon down. And is there a traveler's inn anywhere around here?
Yep, it's about midday, so you guys make it off to continue along your planned route with whatever information you got from that whole exchange. And that'll be our session for tonight.
Okay.
Cool.
Just some good old-fashioned travel and venturing, and hopefully we should be back with some actual plot next time.
So we don't have Kree with us anymore.
We lost him.
But you know where he is, and it's the same day when you guys are going to be coming back next week. At 7 on this channel.
Same bat time. Same batch.
So yeah, we're going to be here next week at 7, Wednesday, same bat time, same bat channel. If you guys are looking for previous episodes or sessions, those are uploaded on Mr. Croden's channel on YouTube.
Yep, YouTube, I think, is down below. I think I have a tag listed for YouTube. If not, it can be found. It's the same YouTube name as my Twitch.
Yeah.
I did brand recognition for that.
Oh, nice. So that's where we can find the backlogs. This one will be uploaded there in a time if you didn't manage to see everything. Otherwise, thanks for coming by. If you guys are looking for the rules, those are available online on Wiki. It's not super easy to find, so all you need to do is do what I'm doing now and go into chat and do Bloodwine. And there we go. That's the link to the rules. We'll see you guys next time.
And bye.